titillate the juices. You know what? Woo! Right now. Woo! Woo!
Dr. Hughes invites followers. Oh, let's see if they increase now. Me too. Yeah, wow. Dr. Hughes.
Monkey smoke.
He's a great podcaster.
Tricky smoke.
Acknowledge me.
We coming for you, nigga. Fat!
Yeah, Dr. Hughes, here we go. Keep plugging yourself, that's cool.
First up, a man whose looks will serve your inner needs and desires.
Dr. Hughes.
Yes, again, big show. Usually never going weeknights these days, folks, but we found some time. We got the WrestleMania weekend right around the corner, starting really in a few hours with SmackDown tonight. I have a whole lot to talk about. Why is my screen so small? That's the first thing I need to talk about. I'm going to address. There, we fixed that. Hopefully everybody can hear me right out the gate this week. That you should. And if you do, get liking, subscribing, sharing. Go over to YouTube, smash all the buttons, join me, comment, tell me I'm a lunatic. I really don't care. We got to get things going around, get things hyped up, hype bro style around here. Remember those things, kids? Remember those guys? Mojo Riley. So, yes, tons of notes. We have the entire WrestleMania card here. I have all the latest news, happenings. There was just a live stream I was watching from WWE right before I jumped on here, where Io Sky and Braun Breaker are coming out, and they're talking. And the New Day came out, cut the best promo out of everybody there, because let's face it, these are live promos in front of the crowd. If you've been watching what I've been watching on the X machine, probably everywhere else too, but shout out to Rumble. I'm live on Rumble right now. We're live on X. Rumble and X people, you guys are the balls. You guys are the shit. Come over to YouTube. Hit the buttons. I need it on YouTube. Let's monetize YouTube. Pump it up for the new year. This is basically the new year, right? This isn't January 1st isn't really the new year. The new year is when WrestleMania hits. The balls are going to drop at the end of the night, end of the weekend. And then we're going to move into the future of what's going to be, because, everything reshapes. The most important Monday Night Raw is right around the corner, Coach. Thank you. Did you hit all the buttons? I hope you did. Yeah. I've been doing my research around here before I get into the card and stuff. And also, don't expect the Sleaze, don't expect King Reezy, don't expect Danny Damage. They're ill, they have babies, and Reezy, for example, is in WrestleMania. He's an ambassador for the show in Las Vegas right now. So who knows? We could hear from him. If he shows up in the chat and says he's in a place where he's got good Wi-Fi and I can send him the link will be sent. But yes. I don't even know what I was going to be talking about now. I get so sidetracked with everything. I just want to make sure everybody knows what's going on here as I crinkle the papers, smash the desk. I want you to know what you're watching and what's happening, because a lot of people don't get it. They don't understand what I'm doing and what I'm saying. So hopefully this warning, like at the beginning of a VHS tape, if you record this, you will go to prison or something. Something like that too. Keep all that in mind. All right. Thank you. We just need me on. I know, right? How about give McAfee a break for a little bit? Small screen again. We don't like small screens when we're live, podcast audience. Just so I'm keeping you guys involved in what's happening on the big screen, the Hugentron 69,000. Yeah, I've had enough of this Pat McAfee. I mean, I can get into that now. I can get into it later. We should just bang a lot of this. This is such a huge card. I just keep flipping back and forth like, oh my God. I wrote 4 or 5 pages of notes here. Filled. Like the movie Seven, you know, the bad guy in Seven, he writes all little and just fills up pages of notebooks. That's me with my podcast. Bill Belichick style. I'm not changing. I'm not getting iPads and things. I already got a phone. So I'm going to be writing notes for life, brother. Oh, and also before we get into this, because I'm going to be just jumping in this and then there's no looking back. But I have some new samples. Because, of course, again, it's the new era, new season, new year of wrestling. So let's play some.
This is where we shed our blood, sweat, and tears.
No, we've always had that. We're looking. Remember, new samples means new buttons, means new colors. It's confusing.
You can't wipe my ass.
There we go. We got some Cena stuff for everybody. So I'm going to have to work these in. I can get good with them. I just need to know where they are, you know? Bang, bang, when I make a joke, and then I can go...
Your brain is filled with feces.
That's right. You know whose brains are filled with feces, John Cena, is these IWC people out here. You know, we're all talking about the IWC, but then everybody's kind of a part of it, but then they're not a part of necessarily the nonsense going on out here. You know what I mean? It's very confusing to somebody with my age because you know me.
Your brain is filled with feces.
Mm-hmm. All the times, right? Bret Hart.
It's the shits.
See, now we're working them in. We know where these buttons are.
Stupid bitch.
Oh no, maybe we don't.
I'm also not going to cook you.
Oh, he's not going to cook the babies now. He's just going to straight up eat them now. Yep. If you're new here, John Cena eats babies. Yep. Sorry to tell you. I mean, you probably believe it now because of the way he's acting, but beforehand as well, listen to that laugh. Listen to how he talks about not even cooking them.
I'm also not going to cook you.
See? He was talking to a baby there, I believe. Allegedly. In a boxing ring, YouTube TOS, don't kick me off yet. They kicked off Reezy off of the TikTok today. He went to WrestleCon and he did a live. And TikTok said, get out of here, you're suspended. Suspended, you can't use nothing. And they suspended me off of TikTok a month ago. That was nice, grabbing the breasts. A month ago, TikTok kicked me off. Why would they kick me off? Am I doing something offensive here or something? But they kicked me off for misinformation on this show, goofy ass show, Paladin. Can you believe that? Shout out to you. Give Pat the hot dog. Hashtag give Pat the hot dog, coach. I see you out there. You know, if I ever get time, I'm putting out shorts. I'm putting out videos and clips and podcast versions, audio style for everybody out here. I'm making thumbnails, doing all this. So I got to find time to do it. It's on the list. I'm cutting samples here. Let's find some more. Here we go. Coach, don't ask again or else.
Go fuck yourself.
That's right, Cody. We found him. What else we got here?
Mother, shut your mouth.
No, those have always been there. We got some new The Rocks.
Of course, jabronis.
Yep. That's for when we already know, like we know most things, especially with this wrestling business and everything that's going on in it as of late as well. It's all very boring. Everybody's saying the same thing. We get it. Hasn't been the greatest, build to a WrestleMania in a while, especially when you're coming off of last year. It's going to be tough to do it.
Are you going to arrest the great one?
Yeah. We should arrest The Rock tonight. Citizens arrest on The Rock tonight. Somebody in Las Vegas, or not tonight, Saturday or Sunday, whenever that shit's going down. Because I got matches on my card, but I just heard Rhea, Io, and Bianca is going on first on Sunday. There's too many days. There's too many wrestlers, too many titles. I mean, the U.S. women's title is not even going to be wrestled over at WrestleMania. It's the U.S. title. I know it's brand new. I know, but you know, think about it. There's too many of them. They can't even fit them all on the show. What are you going to do? Knock out Jade and Naomi? Nope. Right? Give me some no yeets.
No yeets.
Are you going to knock out, what's another non-title? Rey Mysterio? El Grande Americano? I mean, you kind of could, but
no yeets.
No, still not going to do it. Not for Chelsea Green or that new U.S. title. TikTok is being horrible. I'm going to leave it at that. But there's fun. I always knew there was funny business over there. That's why it took me like a bazillion years in TikTok time to get on the platform. But I'm like, hey, I got this album coming out, which is right here. Go pick it up. Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. You can still go get it. Add it on Spotify. It's free. It's bangers. Banger after banger. 18 tracks. Right? I got another one coming out this year. Stay tuned for that. But yeah, TikTok, they gave me all the bells and whistles because I asked for it. I signed up for it. I got the live going. I have the whole fancy music page. I had the check mark. They took it all from me. And they won't even tell me why. So, that's neat. Yeah. I'm telling you, times are hard on these social media streets. You can't really plug anything anywhere. They don't want you to link anything. They don't want to help you get along with making money. It seems to be mainly pay to play. Why am I speaking so slowly? It's not fun. It's not fun. It's not funny. In the words of the guy from City Slickers. Anyway. Yep. Let's talk about some matches, huh? Let's watch a video first because I've been telling everybody wrestlers stink. I seen ladies wrestling the other night. Was it Roxanne? Roxanne and don't tell me, Cora Jade. They were wrestling out there, and I seen a clip of them on the X machine. Shout out to X, the only people and only platform that lets me speak freely and like do things. You guys are great. Everybody else, I don't know about. I'm kind of looking at you weird right now, you YouTubes and you Rumbles, but X seems, for me, for what it is at the moment, is okay. Okay. So I seen this video as well on X, and you know, we all know this. Wrestling fans, you guys stink, smell like doo-doo, like not even joking, smell like BO feet, like day old, a week old fucking, baloney log in the sewer. If you guys know what that smells like. Smell like corpses dipped in skunk fart. That's what you guys smell like. So anyway, Drew McIntyre, let's hear him speak. He's here signing for the marks. I know nothing about that.
Oh, perfect. See, it had to be saved for a while. Look at this. It had to be said. I can't believe it has to be said to adults, but it's getting through. This man gets it, and for people who aren't listening, he's got your back. He's having to hand out deodorant, this man right here. He's in the trenches. It's just wash, damn it. How hard is it?
And always, just like when I tell Reeves when he comes on, always take your hand off the microphone. That helps everybody. When you're making clips out here, just saying. Just trying to give a little advice. Along with using deodorant and washing your ass and all this stuff. I mean, like Drew McIntyre said, I can't believe we have to say this to adults. Then he pans to a man that, you know, if I were in the crowd there, which I've been in many like that, I would be leery a little bit to walk over and maybe get too close. But hey, he seems like he's all right. He's got the deodorant on him. Imagine if he stunk still. The guy that handed the deodorant to Drew McIntyre, and he didn't even use like the deodorant. Could you imagine that? Somebody would have had to arrest The Rock. Where is it?
Are you going to arrest the Great One?
Yes, the Great One even. Shout out to William. William's in the house now. Yep, sorry, you're stuck with me tonight. You know, it's a very weird time, but we got to get this in before WrestleMania really kicks off. 7 p.m. or 8 p.m., whatever the fuck it is. I don't even know anymore. I think I can start saying the F word now, and the bots will leave me alone. I think. You never know. Everybody get liking and retweeting again. If you're not sharing this show, then you know what? Hold on, we're going to do it again. Watch how smart I am.
Your brain is filled with feces.
Yep. That's if you don't like this video. That's if you are not going over to YouTube and subscribing and adding yourself. We're growing. I got a whole 3 subscribers today, folks. Congratulations to me, right? Everybody? No, they don't like that? You don't want to see Dr. Huge succeed? I guess not. But if you are one of the few that do, go to YouTube, hit the subscribe button. It's what's best for business, what's best for all of our businesses. I made my prediction tons the other day. William says, it's right. Well, I'm about to make my predictions tons right now. So, Jay, what's first on my menu here? Oh, okay. I don't have a picture for that. I don't have a picture for every single one, but we are professional, and you're going to see pictures like this. See how quickly I do that? Just like the real news. But this one, we're just going to keep the focus on me. Yeah, keep it on me, producers. Thank you. Camera 1. Yes, that one. All right. So Jade and Naomi are going to be wrestling each other. And a lot of people are looking forward to this. I've noticed the kids, especially, they're very involved in all this drama that's been going on. And if you don't know, Jade was thrown off like a platform onto a car. She kind of landed like a Looney Tunes character. And after months and months of a mystery, nobody could figure it out. Who could it be, right? Well, it ended up being Naomi Fatu of the Fatu family. And now she's not wearing weaves anymore. She's not putting like extra stuff in her hair. It doesn't looks like natural hair. She's gone full bad guy. She's cutting these off out of the ring type promos that everybody seems to like. I believe this match should and has to go to Naomi. Jade doesn't need this win. For what? She's been coming out there and beating her up for what, a month now? Maybe even longer. Tossing her around. We get it. Naomi's the bad guy. Jade's the good guy. Jade is very powerful. And Naomi was just having birthday parties at War Games last year. Remember that? That sucked.
It's the shits.
That was stupid. She was so not over as a good guy, but she was such a good guy that everybody, like, it was blah. It was nothing. That's why when they brought out the IC and the U.S. women's titles for the first time, I thought that's like her realm. But now there's an opportunity for her to get somewhere with this. So if they just kind of steamroller with this Jade thing, that's not what's best for business. Okay? It's no yeet. And I'm sure Jimmy Uso is on board with that as well.
No yeets.
Right. No yeet. But what do you do if she loses? Well, of course, she's going to have to lose in in a style where it's really not her fault. She gets cheated one way or another, and good, because Naomi needs to hype up the bad guy-ness of what she's doing. She's doing it in the promos. Now let's do it in the actual ring. Yeet.
Yeet!
Yeet to that. That's right. So, yeah. Naomi, get out there, snatch weaves. Looks like Jade's wearing a weave. Snatch it. It's yours now. Take it and throw it into the smelly marks.
Yeet!
Yeet that thing out of the stadium.
Yeet!
Tupac style before hit him up.
Yeet!
That's right. Just rip it off. Rip it off any of the girls backstage you see wearing them long ass extensions. For WrestleMania, they're going to break out the biggest weaves of the year. You think the stage is big. Wait until you see the weaves that Naomi's going to be snatching backstage.
Yeet!
Tossing them over that big stage into the wrestling ring, making other girls trip up in the middle of their matches. She could be that bad. Maybe Shawn Michaels style. Flying over the stadium, dropping weaves, all the weaves she stole backstage.
Yeet!
Just saying, these are some ideas I'm just putting out there. Maybe have a match called Weave Games.
Yeet!
Get it? Not War Games. I didn't say War Games. Yeah. Do I have anything more on this? Nope, I don't. So, yeet those weaves.
Yeet!
We'll leave it at that. Next up, Mysterio versus El Americano Grande. Kind of reminds me of, what's her name? Ariana Grande. Ariel is Grande, right? Great performer. Love her stuff. I listen all the time. So, anyway, I wonder if he's related. This is El Americano Grande's time, everybody. This is his time. Remember Triple H in like 1997, 98? It was his time. It is El Americano Grande's time, which means in wrestling terms, he's going to win. He's the best in the world. It's his time to shine over everybody else in the business, pinning everybody 1, 2, 3 right in the middle and stuff like that. Who is this El Americano Grande anyway? Who is it? I have no idea who it is. Do you guys? I think if I had to guess, I'm guessing Jamie Noble. I'm guessing. All right, it's not Jamie Noble. Shane Helms. Is it Shane Helms? Get liking. Like and subscribe. Is it I'll give one more guess. Is it's James Ellsworth? Can't see the chin, it's in a mask, right? Could be Vince. Is it you, Vince? How crazy would it be? And I bet you Vince would do this still to this day. And I would do it too, but WWE is so corporate now. You think that the corporation was corporate back in the day. No. This WWE is like ultra corporate. You don't even get to they're not even dealing with things backstage and wrestling matches or anything like that. They're like behind the scenes. And they're just ultra hyper corporate. But Vince McMahon, he would come out and be El Americano Grande. Maybe it is him. Maybe it is. I don't know. Could be John Cena. Could be Dustin Rhodes. Anybody else? Jeff Jarrett, maybe? Is he under contract in AEW still? I don't know. I'm sticking with Jamie Noble. Jamie Noble is who it is. As soon as they pull that mask off, you know it's going to be pulled off this weekend because they can't keep this thing going on for much longer. If you do, then you know what that means.
It's the shits.
That's right, Brett. Watch out for that. The shits is right around the corner, folks. Mm-hmm. And yeah, let's be done with that. Who's gonna win? El Americano Grande? He can't, right? Mysterio's a thing. We're gonna have Mysterio go over, make it official. Naomi's going over here. Mysterio. Oh, okay, look at us keeping order. And LA Knight going up against Jacob Fatu. And everybody seems to be kind of down on the LA Knight these days. I mean, people pop for him here and there. Yeah, he's very much the top of the mid card right now. Very much so. I think if he loses, which I believe he will, let's lock it in. Jacob Fatu is your new U.S. champion. You heard it here. And LA Knight, is he going to move up and finally get out of the mid card, or is he going to go down? Very crucial moments. It's the new year, folks. Remember, once again, right after this WrestleMania, it's a reset. And they're going to reset it because they wrote themselves into a corner with a lot of things. There's a lot of injuries right now and a lot of people missing. But then again, they got more wrestlers than ever. So it's time to plug and play. It's time to get Carmelo Hayes out here. Carmelo Hayes better than a lot of these people that I'm going to be talking about today. That's going to be in WrestleMania. Yeah, hooking him up with The Miz is cool. Not downing that like some are. I think that's a positive for him being in the business and what he's going to be doing with the company, whatever. But yeah, let's go. Trick Williams, not so much. No, let's cool off on that. He's cool and everything. He's no Carmelo Hayes. All right. So, yeah, I mean, that's how interested I am in this LA Knight verse, the Samoan Werewolf. I'm talking about other guys that aren't even in WrestleMania. Because, let's face it, I love LA Knight. I was saying that WWE should have hired him like a decade ago. And he's very much a vanilla The Rock. We've all heard it. But that's exactly what it is. Even when I go back and listen to some of the old Rock promos, I hear LA Knight and I'm like, whoa, he's really doing the gimmick. Identical. Almost forgot to put up the screen. Not professional, Dr. Huge, but yep. The versus the Samoan Werewolf. We're all going with the Samoan Werewolf. What do you say out there in chat land? Yep. Your guy, LA Knight, going to lose again. He is. I'll be surprised if he wins. But hey, maybe they want to keep the belt on LA Knight and then they still move like the Samoan Werewolf up. Because that's more of a possibility. Jacob Fatu going up in reality, than LA Knight at the moment. And the one time that they did, it just wasn't working. You could tell he was like on the outskirts of what was going on still, being around Roman and whoever he was beefing with at that point. Can't keep track of all this stuff. Too many main event level characters right now. I don't think that's a problem, William. I think that's a good thing. You need a lot of main event quality guys. But yeah, there's too many. There's too little spots, too many wrestlers. That's it. That's that. So we figured that out. Is this even next? No. We got to talk War Raiders and New Day first, because I just watched the New Day come out, and they made me believers again. Just because of where they're relegated to on TV kind of makes them a little, right now. People aren't really big on them or tag anything at the moment. But I believe it's, it's people like Big E. Big E was the champion, or was the last champion out of the group. And they came out and they just reinforced the facts that they are the all-time greatest tag team ever if you're going by championships. And they talked about Ric Flair and John Cena is going to be all celebrated because of this. But what about them? They're at the top of the list right now. So they made a lot of good points. They kept shutting off the mics on them. It was good stuff. Like I said, as far as from what I've seen of that show, I didn't watch all of it, but the New Day were the best on the mic when they came out. So take that for what it's worth. They're taking on the War Raiders. New Day still calls them Vikings. They're like, no, they're still Vikings. Like, who cares? Cole and Pat McAfee are correcting them. Like, nope, they're Vikings. Yeah, they still kind of look like Vikings. I mean, they're transitioning into biker. They're going from Viking to biker. But yeah, let's quicken that thing up. Let's just get rid of anything relating to Viking stuff. Thank you. Same thing with Drew McIntyre, as I said on a space this week. I said, let's not do any more of this Scottish stuff. We don't need Scottish stuff anymore. Keep your accent, sure. Let's Madonna this thing. Let's upgrade it and change it up. Freshen it up. Don't go back to grabbing swords. Not saying that. That would be going in the other direction, right? We want to get away from no more kilts. Okay, thank you. Maybe transition more into biker, like the Viking warriors, whatever they call themselves, warrior raiders. Yeah. Oh, another thing before we get off this whole Jacob and LA Knight thing. The one thing that does bother me about Jacob Fatu, I don't like his pants. You see the tights that they give this guy? Have you? Because it looks like a fat kid in a pool. They kind of like half hammer. They're like, they look like sweatpants. So when he's moving around in there, it's like, it's not stuck to him. It's kind of just floppy and looks very unkept. Looks uncouth. I don't know. It looks terrible. So there you go. There's my one critique. Triple H. Sorry, I'm going to continue to critique your business here. It's my business now. Tiffy time. I mean, what haven't I said about Tiffy time in the Charlotte over here? Charlotte 0 for 3. As Tiffy time said, hard times going on in the background. But in the meantime, she does have a title shot. Many out here believe she's going to win. She could. But my money's on Tiffy time. It's just, Tiffy needs it. Charlotte doesn't need it. If the belt goes on Charlotte, this is telling everybody it's all about that championship record. It's all about getting Ric Flair back in maybe in a year or so. Whenever Tony Khan lets him out of his cage. And then they can do that whole thing. LeBron James, Bronny style, right? Give me some woos. Where are my woos at?
Your brain is filled with feces.
No, I changed it. There it is. So that's what's happening with this. That's what should happen. Tiffy time over. If not, everybody's going to be annoyed. You know what would happen if Vince was in charge. You know what would happen. I don't even have to say it. We all know who would win this if Vince was in charge. But what about now, Trips? You don't want to upset the fans, do you? Woo! Don't do it, right? Then nobody will ever watch again. They'll tell you to go F yourself and to jump off cliffs and all this stuff. You know, it's all on you, bro. If you do it. Woo! So, everybody again, get liking and sharing and subscribing, retweeting. Come over to YouTube. You know, these are no Saturday numbers. I'm telling you, the TikTok stuff killed us because we were growing on TikTok like pretty steadily, more than any platform out here. I'm looking at UX, who I pay. And I wasn't even paying TikTok. But they said, you said too many words, Dr. Huge, and we don't like those words. Even though you said nothing crazy, nothing bad at all, we don't like what you said. So you can't ever stream on our platform again. I said, all right, fine. And then I wooed and I left. Good. Where's my woos? Not my booze.
Your brain is filled with feces.
There it is. We did it, folks. All right, let's circle it so we can remember. I mean, this really could go either way. You know, and this, I didn't even pick the New Day War Raiders. New Day because it should. That's the way it should be. War Raiders are cool, but hey, you got your championship now. All right, get out of the way. Let New Day get in there and talk their shit every week. And then Tiffany Stratton here. Yep. Taking the strap off her this quickly. To Charlotte Flair. I don't care if it's Charlotte. That's crazy. That's bad. News Brown. And I think what's going to happen in this match, let me give you a little preview of what's going to happen in this match over here. Ludwig Kaiser is going to come out at the end. And when the ref's not looking, he's going to smash Charlotte Flair with a chair from the announce area. And then jump into the crowd and kind of walk off with his hands behind his back. That's what's going to happen, folks. You know, at least he won't be wearing sweatpants like Jacob Fatu, right? Right, Paladin? He'll look proper. He'll probably be in a suit when he does it, when he cracks Charlotte in the forehead. Said, keep my name out your mouth. Just like that. That's how he talks in real life. Yep. Yeah, I'm not going to say this. I'm not going to say that. But Gunther and Jey Uso. How about that match, folks? Also, if you've been listening, I've been yeeting lately. We've been yeeting. Yeet! Hey, I was annoyed by it at first. I was like, no yeet. No yeet. No yeet. No yeet. You can't do this. The kids are stupid. I mean, which I still stand by that. But yeeting. Yeet! It's so much money for like nothing. It's like when yes was over, when no was over, when what was over. Why would the New Day? They sold why t-shirts. What else? One word, just slogans. But that yeet is not even a word. How about that? Yeet. So, and they're making WWE's making bank off of it. It's all about the entrance. Trips talks about it. I've seen some of these interviews. I didn't go out of my way because as soon as I looked up, I'm doing my research here for the show. I looked up Triple H interviews of the past week before this WrestleMania, and they gave me Peter Rosenberg. No hits. And they gave me, who was the other guy? It was another guy. Another Peter Rosenberg, basically. No hits. I'm just like, I don't want to listen to this. Andrew Schultz. That's it. No hits. He fucking stinks too. And I mean, McAfee, Logan, I'll give you this. Logan Paul at least is wrestling, doing it at a high enough level, has people not liking him, very organically easy to not like Logan Paul. I get it. Okay. Oh, and with Jay and Gunther, did we even go over that yet? Anyway, but there's Logan Paul. He's a douche, but I'll allow it. All right. I'm not going to fight that. I'm not going to die on that hill. But Peter Rosenberg, Pat McAfee, Andrew Schultz, get out of my wrestling. Out. So, yeah. Gunther and Jey Uso, a lot of eating. This is the ultimate. Good guy is supposedly the much weaker of the two. For the David Goliath situation. Now they've worked the situation storyline wise to where they're like equals going into this because Jay has the power of the yeet behind him. Yeet! And Gunther's going to slap the shit out of him and everybody knows it. Yeet! If that doesn't happen, I've noticed this Gunther over here, he's been taking it easy on some folks. Remember back in the day, you wrestled Gunther, your skin's going to break. You're going to bleed a little bit even with all the chops you're going to take. You're going to take a lot of them and they're all going to be hard. But lately it hasn't been the case. He's doing not as many chops and they're not as hard. So that works in Jay's favor. Maybe watch him wear like a chest plate too. If you wear a chest plate in this match, Jey Uso,
no yeets.
No yeet. Nobody's going to want that. I don't think he does in general. I believe he's shirtless, showing off all the tats. But yeah. I think maybe when he comes out yeeting and stuff, he's in his warm-up gear. But I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to pull a stunt like that. Try to get around all them chops. Make his chest look like hamburger meat. Yeet! I said meat, not yeet. Yeet! All right. Hamburger yeet. Yep, so that's my prediction. Jay gets chopped half to death and then comes back at the end and wins. So we're going Jay, Henry, Uso. That's who's going to win this match. Yeet! Sorry, Gunther. Go take a break. Go start a podcast or something like Cody Rhodes.
What do we want to talk about?
Oh, my God. Get out of here with that, Cody Rhodes.
Go fuck yourself.
No, you.
Go fuck yourself.
Oh, whatever. I'll get to you later. You know Jay's going to come out and be totally blown up. Everybody's going to be eating in this WrestleMania. It's another, not main event. I mean, he is. Think about this. This is a championship match with main event Jey Uso in it, and it's not in the main event. Yeet! What? Okay. I know things happen. Like I said, I don't know. I just like things to make sense. I'm not criticizing Triple H. Take it easy. Take it easy. Don't send your WWE assassins after me. I get it. All right. We're cool. Thank you. I'm still yeeting. I'll be wearing my yeet shirt all weekend long. Never take it off. Sleep in it, eating it, take baths in it because I take baths, not showers. And yeah. Yeet for life. Yeet! You know what the best part of this match will be is Jimmy Uso sitting in a wheelchair like outside the ring, like in No Holds Barred with Hulk Hogan. That guy with the Rip'em shirt, you know, I forget how it went, but he got beat up by Zeus, I believe. Like so badly he was in a wheelchair. Yeet! And then Jimmy's gonna show up and he's gonna be like in a mask, or bandages all around his head, and he'll get involved in the match. Like maybe Gunther will like pull him over, start torturing him all over again in front of him. I think that might have happened in No Holds Barred too. I don't know. Go watch that movie, kids. And also like this video and subscribe to the show. Because, come on. Where else are you going to hear these hot takes, right? Nowhere else. Maybe the Insane Asylum. That's the only other place. So let me plug a few more things here. Because, I don't plug enough. I really don't plug enough. There's a store. This is a way for everybody out here to help the Dr. Huge Show, to provide for the Dr. Huge Show so it can stick around for eternity, forever and ever. Amen. So that's a way you can do it. Huh? Get a shirt, get a fanny pack. It's a real thing. People have gotten cups already and shirts and sweatshirts. I got an old school shirt right here. I'll have to see if I have any more of these. Maybe I'll give one out. And what's next here? Rollins, Reigns, and Punk, which I believe is the end of the night match for. That would be very weird. This is night one. Everything I've been talking about, but that would be strange if this wasn't the final match and it was Jey Uso, Gunther. I just assumed main event Jey Uso is not going to be in the main event with the title and all this stuff because Roman Reigns is here. You see, CM Punk. Ever hear of that guy? Seth Rollins. And we already know. I'm going with my gut. Gut says Rollins. He's been taking so many L's. He's losing to everybody. Seth Rollins can't keep losing like this, or else he's just going to be a bum like everybody else. So, yeah, this is yours, Seth Rollins. This is for the soul of the business, as he says. And I like the way he's framing all this, because it is kind of for the soul of the business. Where are you? There he is. Make it bigger. Yep. Wearing his high heels and everything. Still going to win this match. CM Bald over here. Roman Reigns. You know they're going to get a whole thing together with that. There's a program there, folks. Just like the Bianca Rhea thing. Io's going to retain. That's what I'm going with. And Bianca and Rhea. It's very similar to this match right here. But yeah. Seth Rollins needs to get back in the title picture. Roman Reigns doesn't need to. He's had the belt for 3-4 years or whatever it was straight. CM Punk, it would be nice for him to win a title. But then again, he doesn't wrestle too often because he's old. He's an old man. So we don't want him to break himself. And then if he breaks himself, he's like useless for a year. Then they're going to put him on the mic and all this. He's way more valuable, way more money if they can patch him up and stick him in a ring here and there. So there you go, Seth Rollins. I'm looking forward to this being possibly the best of the weekend. And that's because of the whole Heyman angle. As funny as that is, it's still one of the better storylines out there. Makes more sense than Cody and Cena. Way more sense. So it does feel a little foolish in a way, like Paul Heyman's being treated like the pretty girl. What is he going to do to help any one of these guys win the match more than the other one? It's not his physical capabilities. It's not his advocacy in getting contracts for any of them to sign. It's already been signed. So what is he so needed for? Is he the guy that orders the prostitutes in Las Vegas? WrestleMania weekend or so? I don't get what else does he do? Does he get the reservations for the steakhouses you guys go to? That it? I don't know. It's a mystery. Let's leave it at that. We'll never know. But apparently, they all need him really, really bad on their side. And CM Punk throwing his arm around him like he was a chick. Roman Reigns walking by. Oh, he's all upset by it. Just like a chick. Paul Heyman? Is there a Diddy something? Is there something Diddy like going on here? Is this what I'm starting to figure this out right now? So Paul Heyman is getting diddied by these three wrestlers over here? Well, that doesn't sound like diddying. Well, maybe. Who knows? That was the Vince McMahon style diddying. Oh, yes. I don't know. I'll have to investigate further into this. I think we may have been touching on something. Get liking and subscribing. Up next, night 2, night deuce. AJ versus Logan Paul. I didn't pull the picture because I didn't want to look at his face. Look at this one instead. AJ Styles going to lose, bro. Yep, I can't believe I'm saying it. But that's what's going to happen. Karrion Kross may get involved in some shape or form. Possibly, maybe. I mean, he did take on AJ Styles like a week ago. And he's building a storyline with him to try to bring him back to the dark side. Being like, forget about all this good guy stuff in the crowd and all this. You need to be an asshole again. And I'm going to help you be that asshole. And during their match, Karrion Kross let AJ Styles beat him. He put his hands behind his back so he can do his elbow off the top rope finisher deal that he does. And after that, Karrion still attacked him with Logan Paul. But, you know, because Logan Paul has come out because they're building up this WrestleMania deal. And, yeah, Logan Paul, I think he's been losing a couple. Who did he ever beat? I know he had to have beaten somebody. He beat Rey Mysterio. I think he cheated. Yeah, I think beating AJ Styles right now makes more sense than beating Logan Paul. We already know Logan Paul's a douche. We already know that AJ Styles is the better wrestler, if you will. But AJ Styles loses, then has to reconsider everything that Kross has said. Okay? If AJ wins and he's winning clean and all this, what is that? That doesn't even make sense in the story. What is Karrion Kross even doing then? Then maybe he's the total shits at trying to sway people and all that. Like he says, he's just making up stuff then, I guess.
It's the shits.
So, yeah. AJ, you better lose. And I can't believe I'm saying it because I don't even like this Logan Paul. But I do know what I like as far as wrestling, and that's making sense. That comes before anything else. If it don't make dollars, don't make sense. Okay? So be sensible about these things. Here, let me play some of my new samples again while I take a sip here. Listen to John Cena. Let's see what these buttons do.
Your brain is filled with feces.
You can't wipe my ass.
I'm also not going to cook you.
You have to be authentic because they can see through phony.
That's right. Oh, we will get to that again. That's been one of the best things as far as in promo battles and all this business going on. That one right there. Because that's what it's all about. That's what pro wrestling is all about. But before we get too far off here, the next match we have to talk about, the Sin City street fight, which seems like it was just put together last minute. Like, yeah, we'll just street fight, right? It's getting very brutal, very, very personal already between Priest and Drew McIntyre. That's his name. There we go. Look, they're pissed, right? Drew McIntyre is going to smell like so much deodorant this match. If you can even call it that. They're going to be wrestling all through the casinos and through the strip clubs and on the street, I'm sure. It's going to be amazing because I know Drew McIntyre wants it to be amazing, and I'm sure Priest does as well. They're going to go all out. It's going to be something to behold. Not like the greatest WrestleMania match ever between Cope and Randy Orton. Remember that piece of shit? That was terrible. This, I'm calling it now. If I'm wrong, hey, I'm wrong. Michael Jordan missed sometimes too. But I'm telling you, my gut, my mind, my heart, my soul says this is going to be a banger. Before we go too far, Jeff says, my honest opinion is that Jey Uso will be world champion, but he will not lead the Raw brand past 6 months. You are correct. You are correct, sir. Shout out to Jeff. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, Jeff. Hit all them buttons. Notifications, everything. Everybody needs to know every time I come live. Go live. That sounds less dirty. You know. This is, he was like, come live. What? Yeah, I'm not talking to you, Priest. So this has gotten so personal. Drew McIntyre ripped the chain, his Jesus piece off his chest after he slammed him on some steel steps, which caused this face that you are seeing right here. And this face, this is all stems from Drew McIntyre's pain. His anguish over the past year or two, getting screwed over every second. So people expect Drew McIntyre to possibly be screwed again. It is a street fight. Anything can happen. He does have terror twins and stuff out there. She could get involved. It's illegal. But then he would be Drew McIntyre. And we don't need Drew McIntyre again. We need Drew to lose this match, of course, cry about it, but then go on and do bigger, better things. Go after that universal strap, maybe. Not with Cena there. Is he the third guy? That would make me make this face right here once again. If Drew McIntyre was the third guy in this group of the three guys, I don't know. The Rock, Cena, Travis Scott are three guys, right? Is it a countdown? Do we really know what The Rock means with all this? I don't know. But yep, I'm team Damian Priest winning this in his hometown. Again, if Vince was running this show, I would take Drew McIntyre because it's Drew McIntyre, the chosen one, and Priest is from Las Vegas. And they don't like these wrestlers winning in their hometowns. Well, Vince didn't. So tonight we're going Priest. Cool. Not Drew McIntyre. Double checking. Yep. Priest is in the right position too. I've heard some fans over the past week or so say Damian Priest is like too high in the card, basically. I think he's a low main event. So in my mind, it's at this where I got it constructed in my brain. It's the mid card, right? And then you get the mid card champs, like the US champ. And then above that, you have the IC champ and everybody that's going for those belts strewn between those like layers. And then right when you hit the Braun Breaker IC champ, then you hit the main roster, a main event roster, if you will. And that's the first guy you're going to come across is Damian Priest. So he's better than an IC champ, but he's the lowest guy on the totem pole when it comes to the main event. And I think that is the perfect spot for him. There's a lot of guys. Sure, could he be higher? Could he be lower? Whatever. Yep. Depending on who's injured, who's not injured. Yeah. But I think where he is, I can't complain with it. I can't complain about anything. Even his run, a lot of people didn't like his run and everything. There's a lot of different circumstances that go into a lot of people's runs as well. It's just how it's written. You know, it's just like a quarterback that gets drafted out of college. It depends on his career. A lot of it's going to depend where he lands and how good that organization is and what's going on there. Even more so when it comes to wrestling, you got people literally writing things for you. That's why it's always the best idea if you're at least a smart wrestler, have a little bit of brains or know-how when it comes to writing or having ideas, that you should do your own stuff to get yourself over. It's what Stone Cold did, what The Rock did, it's what the greats, many of the greats have done. So just some advice there for you, Damian Priest. And I do pick you. You're going to win this match. Sorry, Drew. You got glass in your eye. That's your excuse, right? And what we got next? You guys still with me out here? Let's see it in the chat. Give me, I don't know, emojis or something. Hot dogs, right? Sin City Fight. We just did that. And Fatal 4-Way, there it is. The IC Championship. Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, and Penta are going to be taking each other on. Do I have that photo? I do not. But you guys know what they look like already. And is it too early for Penta? Yes. Could he still win it? Yes. Could Finn Balor win it? Yes. Could Dominic Mysterio win it? Yes. I don't know who the hell's going to win this. I think Braun Breaker could retain. Braun Breaker is another one that could easily be put on the main roster right alongside Damian Priest. Maybe a rung under for a week or two to see how it's going to go. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all if Braun Breaker's wrestling for the main title at SummerSlam. So, what else do I have here? Let's look at the notes, actually, for once. We all expect a Finn Dominic situation. How about you guys? I know you guys do. Because I said we all do. Something's happening with this Judgment Day. Judgment Day's been pretty lame for, months. Liv's cool. Dom still gets booed out of this world. Finn's putting on bangers. He's got a cool character, I believe. A bad guy Finn. If he goes good guy Finn and just becomes plain Jane, it's going to stink it all over again. But what he's got going on now totally fits. Adding Aleister Black to this is a rumor. I would love that. But can Aleister Black and Finn Balor be in the same group like that? They would both. There needs to be a leader. Excuse me. There needs to be a leader. That's all I'm saying. Once Damian Priest kind of left the group, it just went down. It's not as important. Even when they had the tag titles and everything. No, the tag titles aren't important at all either. Tag titles stink. Women's and men's. So, yeah. They all could be IC champ. Zero Medios, like I said. He just got here, but he's selling a hell of merch, I'm sure. So give him the title, let him sell some more merch. I'm sure that entrance and everything else will look even cooler with a big gold belt on his waist. You feel me? Dom would be killing it there. Listen, I just want to see the match. I think this is one that is flying under the radar. That could be a showstopper, an icon, a main event, all this. Finn hitting Dom with a chair. All right, we'll be on the lookout for this Paladin. Could be the other way around. Could be Liv gets involved and smacks somebody and causes the friction. You know how the ladies are good with that. And do we have anything else? Nope. Other than this is an upside down John Cena. Zero Medios, upside down John Cena. I'm showcasing it for everybody on the podcast. That's Zero Medios. Zero fear. I need Pat McAfee here to do all the voices. He's a dog. You're the dog. All right, what's next? I keep looking at this and it looks like Wu-Tang Clan, but it's Women's Tag Championship. All right, Brain. Talking to you, Brain. That's what's next. Liv and Raquel versus Bayley and Lyra. Does anybody really care? I mean, Liv's cool. Again, she's entertaining. It's for the championships. It's the ladies' tag championships. Okay. We got the Street Profits. I believe they got a championship match tonight on SmackDown. Okay. I mean, do we need an all tag team show? It's too many titles. Take that one away from the War Raiders or the one on Raw, or take the one away from the SmackDown guys. Get rid of the women's. Get rid of the women's U.S. title. Obviously, you're not even going to put it on WrestleMania. It doesn't matter. Keep the women's IC title. Done. How about that? We can start like trimming some of this fat here, because I don't even want to talk about this. We all know how we got here, right? Lyra and Bayley are going to end up fighting the tag champions tomorrow or Sunday, whenever. This is day 2. Sunday. And the way they got that match was by beating all the legitimate tag teams that have always been around. Lady tag teams. Shout out to Sean Franklin. I see you out here. But yes, they beat all the legitimate tag teams that we've all known, like the, you know who I'm talking about. All right. And, I mean, I get what they're doing. They wanted to put Lyra and Bayley and get them out there for all the WrestleMania fans and all the people watching, because they're two of their better workers and people on the roster. And it's just whatever. I don't want to talk about it anymore. That's how upset I am about it. I'm so upset about this. So up next, we have Io. I do have this picture. Io, Bianca, and Rhea Ripley, bro. Whoa. This match could be a 5-star Meltzer. Triple threats are a little rough. Believe it or not, this is how I rank the wrestlers in this. Io's the best in ring. Bianca's number 2. Rhea's number 3. Sorry, Rhea fans. And this is how I judge promos. Oh my God. They're all not very good at promos. Oh. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. They're all bad at promos. Because Bianca's got a screechy voice. It's like nails on a chalkboard. Rhea's just, her promos stink. It's at best mediocre. Like the one she cut it on stage like an hour or 2 ago. It was way better than Braun Breaker's. Braun Breaker's was terrible.
It's the shit.
Sorry, don't beat me up, Braun Breaker. You went on stage and you were like, it was like the first day in school or something. And then Io Sky, she can barely speak the King's English. So none of them, I don't like any of it. But in the ring, all phenomenal. And that's what we're going to see later this weekend. And who are we going to pick? Who are we going with, T-Fresh? Shout out to you. Who are we going to pick here? I say, I'm going to stick to it. I said last week, Bianca. And I'm going Bianca this week. Let's go. Io's cool. I would like Io to retain as well. Or did I pick Io? Because it could be Io too. It's all I know is it's definitely not going to be Rhea. She already had the belt a few times. It's not going to take away. She's like the most viewed person. Why don't you suspend her off TikTok with her millions of views, right? No, they'll suspend me, right? They won't suspend her though. All right. Got it. But it's between Io and Bianca. And I'm going to say Io. Let's just lock it in. Where's Io? Boom. I love me some Io Sky. Her and her little chicken cutlet buttocks. Yeah. You guys know what I mean. She was wearing the shorts last week, showing the chicken cutlets. But, yeah. Maybe next time, Bianca. Because in the meantime, you're going to have to face Rhea Ripley going into, like, Money in the Bank and stuff. That's where you need to be. Because she said it even in the promo earlier on the stage there on the thing I was watching on the X machine. She said everybody wants Rhea versus Bianca. That's what it's all about. Nobody really wanted this triple threat, but they do have to put all these people onto their WrestleMania so they don't make it. It's already 2 days, right? And they still have to make triple threats and fatal four ways and all this business. So that's the reasoning. That's the logic behind everything I just said. Makes all the sense in the world. Thank you. I hope you guys are on board, especially the ones gambling this weekend on all your favorite WWE superstars. Going to make so much money if you listen to this. Not financial advice, but I'm saying I am genius. All right. Here's a question for everybody. Why does Bianca Belair whip all the girls so hard? I'm going to let that just be out there for a minute. Air out. Why does she hit everybody so hard? Did it to the man. Not like I don't whip the man as hard as you like. That's cool. But like she's leaving welts and tearing their skin. Does she not like these girls? These other girls? Because I would think as a wrestler, we're looking out for somebody else that you wouldn't try to rip the skin off them with your ponytail. It was just a thought the other day. Didn't make sense why she would hit everybody. You can still hit them and make it sound good, right? But she's just like, whoop, whoop, crack. And it's really like the logo when you watch the show. It makes a whipping crack. And then you see the girl after a minute or two, and you see this huge, like, purple, bloody, like, outline. Like, ugh. Take it easy, Bianca. You know, this isn't really happening, okay? I don't know. Maybe she's just shooting, okay? Maybe. Yep. And how about that NXT tomorrow? There's so much going on, Coach. I got 2 days of AEW notes here. I have news notes. And we're coming to the end of the WrestleMania card here. But I still got way more to talk about. And, yeah, I don't know. Rhea is not going to be the champion this weekend, but she will be forever the champion of the nose ring. Because she is, I think she's at number 4 now, like the 4 horsemen, 4 nose rings. She's killing it with those nose rings. Shout out to Ryan Lauder. First time, long time. He's back with us. Big, huge, inverse megastar. Let's leave it up. Leave it up on my screen, producer. Thank you. Let's play a new John Cena clip. Or let's give him a rock. That's not The Rock. It's Brock Lesnar. See, I don't even know my own samples yet.
Of course, jabronis.
Yeah, of course, jabronis. Yep, long time no see, bro. We're back doing it. The Sleaze is sick tonight. King Reezy, he's at WrestleMania right now. They're kicking him off TikTok. He's out there. He's promoting. He's the ambassador of the Huge Universe. We're doing it. Let's yeet it up in here.
Yeet.
Yeah.
Yeet. Yeet.
All right. I think we got one more match to talk about and then a whole bunch of other stuff. But wow, this match right here. This is the John Cena. John Cena recognized. Where's my John Cena recognized?
Welcome.
No, you're not John Cena recognized. You're not John Cena. It's around here somewhere.
John Cena recognized.
There he is, John Cena. He's taking on Cody Rhodes, of course. Massive heel turn a month or so ago. And The Rock is, I'm guessing, going to be involved in this. It'd be crazy if he wasn't. because of how this all turned out. Drew McIntyre could be the man joining their group, if there is a group that's happening. Randy Orton could be the guy. Who else? Vince McMahon. That's who I would do. And I'm totally 100% being serious. Get liking and subscribing and sharing right now. Totally 100% serious. If I were writing this, and if they had the capability of doing that without being sued in a court of Twitter law for the next year, you have Vince McMahon as the third, whatever the fuck, in this match with The Rock, John Cena, Travis Scott. It wouldn't be that's already 3, as I pointed out earlier. But yeah, if there is somebody that's going to be joining this group, I would make it an 80-year-old Vince McMahon, because that's just funny to me. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the Sleaze, still cool after all these years. The Sleaze. You'll be back. You'll be seeing him on your screen in no time. And yeah. Remember the Higher Power? I was there that night. The Higher Power, I'm talking about old school Monday Night Raw. They came to Boston back in the day. And everybody was trying to figure out, who is this Higher Power that the Undertaker and like his whole group, remember he had Midian and Viscera and all them people? Well, the Higher Power is Vince McMahon. It was me, Austin. It was me all along. Imagine if he does one of those with Cody Rhodes and it's actually Vince McMahon. The internet will go wild. The fan base will go crazy. Everybody, we all know who he is. Even the casuals, they know who Vince McMahon is. He's the guy with the grapefruits. So do it. I hope that's the case. But if they want to just get, normal with it, all right, Randy Orton, all right, McIntyre, whatever. That would be just... And then maybe nothing even comes of any of this. But there's going to be something. Something is popping off this match. Something's popping off on the Rollins, Reigns, CM Punk match. There's all going to be a ton of funny business on both nights of the main events. Yep. So I think that's it. Maybe it's Goldberg. What if the other guy is Goldberg? That would be cool, huh? Do I have my Goldberg chants around here? What? There it is. Goldberg comes out. He's been talking about getting back in and, doing a last match or something. That would make a ton of sense. Imagine he's like the enforcer of the group. Yeah. No? You don't want that? All right. Quiet down, everybody. Stop chanting for Goldberg. I know you're all doing it from your houses right now. Get liking and subscribing and sharing. Who's going to be, shocking us with their appearance? I think we all think Rusev is one of them guys. Aleister Black I brought up earlier. The man said she's not going to be wrestling anytime soon. And her reasoning is because she doesn't want to be a part of any uninspired writing and all this, which also means to me, possibly, maybe, that she just doesn't want to be written as a Jabronski, a Jabron Malone. All right. That's how I see it. I think she probably caught wind that if she does come back, she's going to be losing some matches. And she's like, no, I'm the man. I don't lose. So, doesn't matter to me. You know how I feel about the man. She's one step under this Pat McAfee that I need out of here. Need out of my wrestling. We don't need it anymore. Thank you. I got a short that I need to post tonight, or I already posted it on YouTube, but nobody ever sees that, right? So I'm going to post it on X. So all you people watching on X, you got a short coming tonight during SmackDown. A little short video about Tony Storm. Oh man, I'm overwhelmed with notes. I may even do a late night stream tonight. I could come back and just do a late night stream. Hey, that does it for the card. Who did we pick? Cena, Cody. Well, Cody's going to go off and do a podcast. I don't know if you've heard, but it's called, tell him the name of your podcast.
What do we want to talk about?
That's it. And I'm thinking, I don't know if any of you have heard of Red Bar, but I'm going to Red Bar the shit out of that. I'm going to make it my business to go over all these Cody Rhodes podcasts with a fine-tooth comb. And I'm going to goof on it. Oh, are we going to laugh? We're going to laugh. And we're going to laugh. And we're going to laugh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to go full hater mode. I may even just make it a weekly show. And maybe I'll call it, how about we call it, let's come up with a name right now. Bad neck tattoos? No, that's too long. What do you also want to talk about?
What do we want to talk about?
I think we got something there. What do you also want? What? We'll call it. What do you all? Because we gotta change it up. Want to talk about? We did it. Just a little bit longer than his. I mean, so. We're going to pass Joe Rogan probably in the first month. Be on the lookout for that podcast. Not his. Watch his podcast through my podcast. Trust me, it will be way more entertaining. But then again, the YouTube police will probably come to my house, lock me up. Come get me. Come get the great one over here. I'm right here, YouTube police.
Are you going to arrest the great one?
Mm-hmm. Come get me. All right, Rusev, you're checked off. We already talked about you. Aleister Black, the man. Vince's Americano Grande. Already talked about that as well. Man, we talked about it all. Did it all. We said it all. And yeah, I got AEW Dynamite notes. I have some news. I have, what else over here? What's over here? What's this? What's this? No, it's all the same thing. And yeah, maybe I'll come back later tonight. If anybody wants it, I mean, if nobody gives a shit, then I'm not going to do it. But then again, it's Friday night. I'm not going out. You ain't got shit to do. You ain't got no job. You ain't got, that whole Friday thing. And we should maybe talk more wrestling later tonight after SmackDown. If you're into it, hit me up on Twitter. Give me likes on this video. And I'll notice that, like, oh, my God, people want me to come back. If not, I don't care. I'll just go to sleep or whack off, right? Love doing that. This will be me at 11 o'clock instead. All right, Coach. Shout out to Paladin. Shout out to Ryan, who stopped by. Haven't seen him in a long, long time. Everybody, again, you got to subscribe on YouTube. You got to pump it up. Watch these videos, listen to the podcast, all that good stuff. And maybe I'll be back later tonight. And if not, then you most likely will be seeing me shortly after WrestleMania. I was going to do a video on Easter Sunday before I realized it was Easter. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not. WrestleMania on Easter? What?
It's the shits.
Okay. Not even like religious or anything, but like, maybe pick better dates. You left for Europe for like 3 years. Just left us. All right. See you later, T-Fresh. See you later, everybody. Have a good night. And we'll talk soon. Bye.
What do we want to talk about?
Let's talk about how awesome it is that Logan Paul just won.
What do we want to talk about?
Let's talk about what Logan Paul represents.
What do you guys want to talk about?
The shortcut. Feels so good to be here. Feels so good to be in the business. Thinking about all of the funerals that I wasn't able to attend. It's awesome. It's really good.
What do you guys want to talk about?
Do you guys know we have 25 years combined experience, and what are we doing on Mania?
Well, they know because they're normal human beings, and they actually love professional wrestling. But apparently that doesn't mean shit anymore. That doesn't mean shit.
What do you want to talk about?
You want to know what the best advice I ever got? It was from Bill Goldberg.
What do you guys want to talk about?
It's all about viral moments now. That's what it's all about. Viral moments.
What do you want to talk about?
On behalf of all of the true fans of professional wrestling, guy with the suit and tie in the truck, go fuck yourself.
What do you guys want to talk about?
Yes, Dr. Huge back again. We went live last night talking about WrestleMania, of course. And we're back with Danny Damage. Look, Danny Damage.
Oh. Good evening. Well, afternoon there. No, morning still. Morning.
Yeah, morning over here. What is it, afternoon over there?
Yeah, it's like 4:15.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, I'm still like, I'm just not a morning person at all. I was even thinking about, I was like, I'm not even going to do this. So I'm like, you know, I'm up. I might as well. So got my coffee ready. I'm all set to go.
And this time of year, WrestleMania season, yeah, you just stay up, don't you?
Yeah, I watched SmackDown last night, and I generally haven't been watching all 3 hours of it like this. But I'm flipping between that and the basketball games. And the basketball games keep going late because they're out in the West Coast, which is even, you know, earlier. And I was just up until like 1 or 2. And yeah, you know, it's not like I'm 18 anymore. I'm no spring chicken. Just can jump 2 after having a beer or 2, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's a if you don't do it too often, it's not too bad, I suppose.
Yeah, it's definitely a wake up call. Like, oh right, I get it. I'm not supposed to do this. Right, got it.
Oh, there was some times when I was like 10, 11, 12, and I'd stay up and watch pay-per-views, and I was full of beans. I was full of energy at that age, and I'd still just like wait up for the pay-per-view at 1 a.m. this time, and then I'd wake up at 4:30, and it'd be like finished, pay-per-view over. I'd be like, God damn it! You got that much energy, but still just fall asleep. So
I remember back in the day having so much energy, we would wrestle our friends after these pay-per-views. You know, you're young and you're stupid. You know, you're all full of testosterone. I got low T now. I don't have to worry about all that. I don't want to wrestle anybody after even a woman after a pay-per-view. But back in the day, you'd be right where all the buddies get together. Oh, you know, UFC fights and stuff. All of a sudden, everybody wants to fight. You watch Fast and Furious, everybody thinks they're a fucking stunt driver. You know, I literally remember leaving the Fast and the Furious movie theater, #1, the first one, kids, and everybody was revving their engines, and it was cringe.
Very rough.
Oh, by the way, everybody, don't forget to get liking, subscribing. Nobody even knows we were going live. This was not scheduled, but things must be said. There were already a bunch of notes I've taken from the past week. Going to talk about AEW. Going to talk about SmackDown last night. More about WrestleMania. You got to get Danny's takes. We got all of my takes, all of my picks out of the way. I'll have to tell you again on some of them because it's pretty important things. I think I'm right about all of it. Did you hear about the Mysterio injury? He had an injury last night at SmackDown.
I saw a still image on Twitter about 2 hours ago, yeah. But that's all I know.
Yes, it looked legit. I mean, man, if they set something like this up, that's some psychology right there because they could have, because they want to push Phoenix or Dragon Lee. I'm guessing more Phoenix.
Oh, so you're saying Chad Gable isn't going to dodge this awful angle?
Yeah, no, I think they got to finish it out. He should take the L, whether it's tonight or tomorrow when it's happening. And the match should go on. Just give it to another masked luchador.
Remember when Gable was really, really over and Vince like cut his legs off and did the Shorty G thing and people were like, God damn you, Vince McMahon. But now look, Triple H is there and Chad Gable's going to get to shine as like an Olympic athlete that he is, and he's not going to get wrapped up in some silly little, good times. I'm glad we've got Triple H in charge now.
Well, it wasn't so bad. I mean, remember when he was fighting Gunther and going for the IC championship? He was in that role. He was the head of the Alpha Academy, which is still kind of a comedy group. So, yeah, he's just been relegated to that spot, I believe.
Oh, yeah, that when he was with fighting Gunther this time last year, it was brilliant. that should be sort of the thing he was doing, but instead, yeah, that fell over, and they gave it to Sami the Bum Zayn. So, and then he's just been doing this silly stuff ever since, falling out with the Alpha Academy, and now wearing a mask, and just been daft.
One great thing about this, you mentioned him, Sami Zayn. There's been no Sami Zayn.
No vids.
There's been no Kevin Owens now.
No vids.
And there's still no the man.
No vids.
I love it.
Cool.
No.
That's surely they're going to just fight. Someone else is going to be having a fight during the Damian Priest and Drew match. They'll go backstage and there'll be Sami and Kevin Owens just fighting just in the background, just for the sake of it, over a hot dog or something. Halo. I don't know. Yeah.
And you know what? Sami Zayn will still lose because I like Kevin Owens better than Sami Zayn, at least. So, yeah, there you go, Kevin Owens. Get well. It was just randomly. I have nothing set up. I just have random notes all over the place. So
cool.
Let's just watch this real quick. I'm sure everybody's seen this online. AEW fans and Tony Khan, they're smoking the bitch off pack, as they're saying online. And at first I'm like, what are they talking about? And then I looked it up, did my research, and Bischoff has been saying, and I've seen that many times, that the AEW is not going to make it. They beat WCW's length now, which is kind of wild when you think about it. I didn't think WCW, that time period, was that short of a period, because AEW's been around for what, 6 years now?
Yeah.
7 years? No, it's like
they're not it's not the best flex, as they say. You've been around longer than WCW, who at the time was just like hemorrhaging money and effort and talent. Towards the end, it was good for a while. But yeah.
Yep. How about this? Like, power to the people, Tony. Oh, wow. I mean...
Oh, what?
You haven't seen that, huh?
No. Who thought it was a good idea to get this little girl on stage saluting like that? Just, it's terrible, isn't it? He's bloody embarrassing.
That's his idea. He's the boss. He came out. Yeah. But my whole thing about this is, okay, you're smoking the bitch off pack. You got a longer running show, what have you, brand, and you're going to celebrate like this. I'm actually for this. AEW Dynamite was good this week. I know it's crazy hearing this from me around here, but listen, I just speak the facts and what I'm seeing, my perspective, and that's what it was. AEW was fucking awesome this week. Every part of it was, I really didn't have a problem with it. And sure, the Mercedes Moné bothers me, and she was going up against Athena, and Athena's got some ROH record or something happening, and of course Sasha Banks breaks it, because I'm not calling her Mercedes Moné. It's cringe, and the dancing, and enough of all that. I get she's a bad guy, but she's annoying. Same thing with Kenny Omega and a bunch of these people. But this past Wednesday, the crowd was great. Usually East Coast crowds in the US are pretty good, and yeah, I'm for this. I need more of this, Tony.
Good. It should happen more often. I wrote the date down because this, we should remember this. They've got the elements in the recipe. They've got the ingredients for real good stuff with AEW, but this twat just keeps getting in the way every time. There's so many people backstage and just in the ring that just know what they're doing more than this guy, and they just listen to him because he's got the checkbook. Well, Daddy's got the checkbook, but he knows how to sweet talk Daddy for more.
Yeah, say his family's not gonna run out of money. Like, AEW is gonna be around. I assumed that it was gonna last longer than WCW. I just assumed it because of the money factor. Yeah. And the way the business was run, I mean, it was different. Like, it was just completely different. This is his toy. WCW was an actual product of what, TNT or Turner stuff and all this. I don't get into. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and it managed to get somewhere organically before it then got hijacked by people that were just self-serving and wanted to be double millionaires. So this from the beginning was it was never like grassroots. It was never organically sort of like, oh, look, this has got better over the months and years. It's just big fat checkbook from Daddy.
I love it. The chest beating there at the end is the best. So congratulations, Tony. I mean, hey, who knows? Maybe it's just going to take 20 years or something before you start making money, but who cares, right? You can fund it for that long. And yeah. Okay.
I'm honestly surprised he hasn't been found on the floor, covered in baby oil, with smashed office equipment, with a baseball bat in his hand, like Herb Abrams, or something similar, because he's trying to live with the boys and run and do all the partying. And well, actually, no, I stand corrected. That video there just proves me wrong. He's all about the partying, and he can just go for like 7 weeks straight, just one night out, but just lasts at 7 weeks.
Wow. Maybe we'll hear some stories in the future how he's like Mang, biting people's noses off at bars and stuff. They're like, Tony was out of control, man. He was so like high, allegedly, YouTube TOS, that he just started biting people's noses off like a Saigon whore. Right.
But if people aren't put off by that already, then those people aren't going to be put off by Tony Khan's behavior, and that's it. They'll stick with him. So he'll have the audience.
Yep. Tony, hey, still looking for a job in the business. WWE's totally ignoring me now. They got Pat McAfee doing literally everything. So there's no room for anybody else on the planet. So Tony Khan, over here, I'll be your Pat McAfee, and I will attack them like I was your number one soldier. Always been. Yep. I'm lying. But it's all right. He doesn't know that. Because he's not watching us. Or maybe he is. Every time DrHUGEshow comes on, this is his reaction right here. Let's get the sound going. Yes, he will go forever, Tony. As long as you guys are doing promotions and WWE's running, I'm going to be talking about it. I'm going to be all in your business. I'm in your life now, wrestling. How about that? If you didn't realize it, all these kids that act like they like wrestling and they're like, fuck Triple H and fuck Tony Khan, and they're like, you've been here, what, like a year? Try 70 years. And I got into it in my 30s, so think about that.
Oh, yeah.
Steiner math. All right, let's talk about some of these matches again. And he takes on Jacob Fat 2 here, going up against LA Knight, because to me, I'm watching it on SmackDown, and it's just mid-card fluff, in my opinion.
Yeah, this will upset Pete. I've not been keeping up with everything, I'm afraid. I've not been keeping up with Monday night adverts or Friday night commercials. I can't see how Knight gets out of this. I can't see him beating for 2 clean, because they just want to push him like the monster that he is, but then they've just given this belt back to LA Knight pretty recently. So there have to be shenanigans, really, unless they're just going to squash LA Knight.
Well, here's a question for you. Is LA Knight going to make it back onto the main card? Will it be after this, or will it be ever? Or is he just stuck in the mid now?
I'd like him to be in that main event sort of spot, but they've got too many plans for other people. And this was the argument with Jey Uso winning the Rumble. People are like, oh, don't you like it when something organically happens and the fans want someone? And I remember I listed like 10 different people that had got to that position, but then they never pulled the trigger and gave him that main event run. LA Knight was one of them. Chad Gable was maybe not the main event for Chad Gable, but he got to a certain level, and then they just went, right, that's it now, back to the mid card. I think with LA Knight is where they want him to be, unless somebody gets an injury or decides to bugger off and just they don't want to play anymore. He'd be the sort of person you could ask to step up because he knows what he's doing. But yeah, I can't see them pushing him to that upper echelon now.
I'm with you on that. I think
Sadly.
The only way he's like getting into the mid card scene, or the main card scene, as I'll call it, main event scene, injuries. People have to go down because there's just way too many wrestlers. Yeah. And Jacob Fatu's got to win this. I mean, he's had the belt now twice. It really is going nowhere for LA Knight. Let him chase for a while, I guess. I don't see him going after the main title after this. I think he's going to be sticking around for a bit, and they're going to be boosting this Jacob Fatu to the main roster first.
Yeah. And they both deserve it. Yeah, they both deserve it. But Fatu's like the newer to the roster. Not as many people have seen him, so a lot of eyes will be on him because he's in a match with LA Knight. So this should be them just giving him a big push.
And have you heard about this lately? The latest promo between Charlotte and Tiffany a couple weeks ago. Tiffany had brought up that Charlotte is 0 for 3 in divorces. Get it? and that what else? That was pretty much the bomb she dropped on her. Then she threw the mic at her feet and rolled out of the ring like she had the last word. And to me, this was totally necessary. I believe Charlotte brought this on herself because I've sensed that ever since Charlotte has come back, she looks at Tiffy like, oh, you're the new girl. You're going to take my spot. And she's not trying to help these younger girls. So she wants to bury her at every turn. And that was actually I was proven to be right by this because last night on SmackDown, they literally told the story that I told before they even told it. Because I know what's going on. I'm an expert over here, Danny. But you understand what I'm saying? Like, Tiffany believed she was being bullied by Charlotte. Charlotte thought that it was crossing the line, of course, and just very hurtful to her. But then I believe somebody got to her, Triple H maybe, let's just say, and said, listen, now everybody's interested in this match. They're going to see you wrestle in one of the biggest pay-per-views maybe ever. And, this is good for business. And that's what she parroted last night right again.
Yeah. And the thing is, though, now is if Charlotte wins, then that's kind of proving Tiffany Stratton's idea right, that she just has to come back and squash the up-and-coming talent, like, behind-the-scenes sort of style. So it doesn't do anything for Charlotte winning this, whereas Tiffany defending, just like with the previous one, people were tuning in for LA Knight, they'll see Fatu, people will tune in and be like, oh, I know Charlotte Flair, who's this new version of the blonde champion, if they don't know him, and should hopefully help put her over. It's WWE and they love Charlotte, so it wouldn't surprise me if this went, just okay, Charlotte Flair, just smash her.
Yeah, if they put the strap back on Charlotte, it just screams to me that they're trying to rush along her getting the record from her father.
Yeah, and
also makes me think that John Cena could lose. If Charlotte wins, John Cena's most likely going to lose because the record thing is I think such a big deal to WWE. Maybe it doesn't play a huge role in it, but Charlotte, she doesn't need to be chasing after this record. I think they're looking maybe at Ric Flair's age too, but he's also signed to AEW anyway. So, I mean, yeah,
and whoring like 2 different products on there too.
Yeah, Tiffany Stratton should win this though. She should. It would help the business overall. Charlotte, I know would hate it, of course, but get used to it. Nobody likes you out here. You can go get the belt somewhere else or beat her at SummerSlam or something like that. No, he left and now he's back. That was quick.
Am I back? Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. I didn't know what happened then.
Yeah, so...
But yeah, I just said, Tiffany should win, yeah. Charlotte doesn't need it. She doesn't need any more. She doesn't need to beat her dad's record. It's just she's already pretty AstroTurf, the way that they just forced her and just gave her so many bloody title reigns just very quickly. And it was just like, you're really trying to make a star in the women's division because you need a women's star to push this new women's division after Stephanie McMahon invented women's wrestling. They tried to do like the second generation thing with Natalya, being Jim Anvil's daughter, but she just didn't have the same sort of like presence as, and that's not me shitting, she just doesn't have the same presentation, sorry. It could be better, but they just really like Charlotte Flair. They put a rocket up her and just, she's closer to beating her dad's record than anyone ever expected.
That will be a crazy time. Hopefully Ric Flair is still around, I'm not.
Can I just say though? The hardest working in this so far are the filters in that fucking picture. That is just you could stand them next to each other and be like, is that the same person? So that's quite.
That
a lot
is
of
pretty
Photoshop
good.
there.
Yeah, she looks great there. Yeah,
I think that's why my laptop struggled then, just because it's trying to process that filter.
She's got a new face. Have you seen?
Who has?
It's a little different.
Oh, Charlotte. I noticed Tiffany looked a bit different.
I think Tiffany's just using crazy makeup,
right?
And Charlotte's, I think, changed her face surgically. I don't know.
Bad times.
Just everybody needs to stop it. I made a clip about this recently. Stop. No more tattoos. Okay, these are the rules now. No more tattoos. No more face surgeries. No more BBLs. Definitely no more BBLs. Those things stink. It's gross. Take fat from everywhere and put it on your buttocks. You guys out of your minds? And then you put tattoos on it? Gross.
But you see a lot of lasses.
How many nose rings?
A lot of lasses who have like. How many
nose rings can you fit in your nose? How many nose rings?
Just get them either side and then get your bridge done. And yeah, I was going to say the comparison of sort of like when you see the lasses in wrestling that have like their Instagram pictures and they'll show like no makeup photographs, and it's like you actually look nicer there. That's more attractive when you all layer like a trowel's worth of makeup on your face and just get this all the time. It's like you all actually start to look the same, and you don't stand out so much. But then when you don't cake your bloody face in makeup, you can see those little individual sort of like things about you. It's a shame. And then lasses get a bit addicted to it, sadly, because then once you start getting one thing done, you've got to keep going back and chasing that dragon.
Just reminds me of Rhea Ripley last night. You know, she's got 4 nose rings now. She's got, all tatted up. And then the Frankenstein boots and all this stuff. And she came out last night. Her whole body's tan. Vampiro. Then white makeup all the way to the neck. It's just like, I get the look. She's looking like a gothic chick and stuff like this. I'm saying that's fine for her and her brand. She's making killing off that. She's a hot chick, and then a hot chick with all that stuff going on is some people like that. But I'm just saying, it's like when regular women are doing this and people in their 30s and 40s and stuff, it's like, you're not Rhea Ripley. Stop looking like Vampiro out here.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've known people too, but I know a lot of people that don't just have a couple of tattoos, but just go over the top and they use it as a way of covering things up and just hiding because they don't like how they appear. So I'm not saying that is anybody in particular in wrestling, but it's a common thing. And when you see that, I go, that's a shame. I
don't know why she would be having, but you know what? People are crazy, you know? They see things that we don't sometimes. Yep.
They've got everything going for them, and they've got all the best. They've got a great job and great money, but they're still like, there's still something missing. I know what, I'll get another one. Bang! Now I've got 73 things in my eyes, and I've got a dish in my lip. And
look who's with us, the Sleaze.
Hello.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, you're booming. Let me turn you down a little bit. Testes. Give it a shot over there, Sleaze.
Hey there. Hi. Test to Cole.
All right, that seems better.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah,
Danny, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Yourself?
Good.
Yeah, nobody's in the chat. They're probably all sleeping still.
I was.
I was too, pretty recently. I'm like, you know what? I got to do it. It's WrestleMania time. I didn't take all these notes for nothing. So. All right, we haven't talked about this match yet.
There'll be a pre-show on or something that people will be watching.
Exactly. Well, NXT's on at 1, which is in like an hour and a half or so.
So there'll be a pre-show for that. All right, that sucks. But
nobody will watch that. This is way better. Yep.
If you just want to go all Clockwork Orange with the things in your eyes and just like all for like the next 3 days, then yeah, you sorted. But yeah.
Imagine wanting to listen to Rosenberg and Sam Roberts and who's the other guy that I can't stand? Schultz. Yuck.
Schultz. Gross.
Andrew Schultz stinks.
Yeah, they had like a pre-thing for the Hall of Fame last night, and it was at midnight. What the hell? The Hall of Fame didn't start until like fucking 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I didn't even bother. I rarely watch right after. I'll probably watch it in like a week or two, but I never watch it live because it's too late. And then I just watch the 3-hour wrestling show, and then I got WrestleMania all weekend. Fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah,
or I'm going to try. So did you watch the Hall of Fame at all last night?
I ended up because I wasn't on yesterday because I got sick. So I ended up getting up and not being able to go back to sleep. So yeah, I stayed up. It's pretty good.
Can you give us a rundown of the exciting things that happened? Because I haven't seen any of it.
Well, the most important is Triple H actually acknowledged Vince, and he said some real nice words about him and things like that. That was shocking. But I mean, it was a Hall of Fame. Michelle McCool went way too long on stuff that you didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. Lex Luger did the whole thing standing up. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a decent Hall of Fame.
Did DDP give him a diamond cutter after he stood up? I would pop for that.
He should have. Both Stone Cold and Brett came out. That was good. They had a beer at the end.
Yeah, and Punk did their speech, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was? I mean, what kind of speech did he talk? Let me guess. He was like, "I watched this when I was a kid, and it was inspirational, and this and that, and it was the greatest ever, and I love Bret Hart." Blah, blah, blah.
It was a lot of back and forth between them. They kept it short and sweet, which was nice because how much are you going to talk about it?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really get into the match that much. It was more like the respect they had for each other and things like that. They have an actual cool trophy that they presented. It's like half of their faces like together, and it was decent.
Yeah, I'm sure Bret Hart would have loved that if it happened to have been a Shawn Michaels match. Imagine this face on it, like,
Bill Goldberg.
yeah, right. Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah,
maybe in the future, Triple H can set it up to cause some drama. All right, so let's talk about some of this Jay versus Gunther here, because the build-up, you've seen how they've been building this thing up. Now it's an even playing field psychologically, supposedly, because, Jay was afraid, not afraid anymore, and he's gonna, make Gunther's family feel really bad because he's gonna do things to him.
Yeah.
Do you think is this his night? Is he actually going to the Yeetmeister going to be the champion? Oh, that's not it. Give me a yeet. Yeet. Close enough.
They have to put the belt on him. If not, it's going to be a huge swerve that I can't think of that's going to happen, but Jay's got to go over. The way it's been built up and the underdog shit and the yeeting and all that, it has to be him.
Yeah. And Trips was talking about it in all of his interviews, it seemed like, this past week. He's like, listen, all the people can complain online, and these critics like Dr. Huge, analysts like the Sleaze and Danny, who cares what we have to say, even though I'm the Yeetmeister. And he's like, the crowds, they love the yeeting, they love doing this. Yeet! We got to do this over and over. Yeet! And they make a zillion dollars, and Triple H is like, I'm not changing anything. So yeah, he's winning, and I don't know how they're going to make that work, because Gunther is a beast. Everybody sees him that way. And get back to chopping, Gunther. He's not chopping people like he was at the beginning. He's kind of being light with them. He's not breaking skin, or there's no blood going on the chest, no welts. Come on, Gunther.
Yeah, 2 years now in a row where they've just used Gunther to put silly comical acts over. And yeah, people buy the merch. Like I said, when we talk about the other people, Chad Gable, he got to a certain point. LA Knight sells loads of merch, but someone's a The Rock's cousin, aren't they? So
go figure.
They get pushed to the front of the line. But yeah, I love Gunther. It's sad for me. It's 2 years in a row that they're just going to put this goof. It's just, yeah, that's all I see with Jey Uso is just WWE's version of Goofy. I'm not denying he doesn't sell merch, and
of
people
course,
don't shout
jabronis.
But people shouted head for Al Snow, and people got excited for Scotty 2 Hotty, and yeah. Sorry, Gunther. I think you're
Were you
great.
one of those people?
Sorry?
Are you like is he your number one wrestler all time? Scotty 2 Hotty?
No. Grandmaster Sexy.
Oh, right. The goggles. That's what did it for you.
That was what it was. But yeah, Jay's
even
got
last night at the
over.
Even last night at the Hall of Fame, they interviewed him on the red carpet, and he just looked so out of place. He didn't know what to say. Like he's just.
You're talking about the Eatmeister.
Yes, he's an attraction, but he's not like that guy.
Yeah,
So I can't imagine this title reign's going to be very long.
Yeah, and just to go along with that, the Braun Breaker the other day. Oh my God. He did that. They go on stage and then they cut promos and things like that. And McAfee and Cole were literally, they might as well have just walked up to Braun Breaker and started holding his hand and just, because they were setting him up over and over like a volleyball game, just kept setting him up. And he would stand there and just be like, he had no idea what to say. And finally at the end, they gave him one good serve to him or a set to him, and he spiked it because he started doing Steiner math, breaker math now, and it was all wrong. See, the Steiner math actually made a little bit of sense. It was in, it worked out 3 3/3 and in a 3-way and all this. He's in a fatal 4-way. He's cutting things in halves and he's not making any sense of any of it. He's like, oh, this guy's out of here, so now that's 50%. And I'm like, it's a fatal 4-way. That would mean it was still 75%. I know math. Some fuck.
I noticed that too, but I loved it. He actually did a good job with that.
It was good.
It was fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, him standing up there and having to be like directed and stuff, he's very new. So I give him a pass on that. Jey Uso's been doing this for years.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, if he still stumbled whenever a microphone gets put in his face, like, he's not your top guy.
Well, he's going to be at least on one show for a couple months.
Yeah. Kofi Kingston was, too. So, I mean.
Do you see him going past SummerSlam?
No, I don't.
Because that's
yes, but not convincingly.
That's 4 months.
Yeah, that's
wow.
4 months of what?
Of this. Yeet! In merchandise sales, and he should come out with some t-shirt cannons and just start shoot cannons while they're yeet. Then maybe we can get some kind of incident going on where he maybe shoots a t-shirt into a kid's face or something, deforms them, And then they'll have to shut it all down. No more yeeting because, the t-shirt cannons are too dangerous. He botches it. Oh, yes.
I mean, he could let Jimmy drive him around town while he's out the roof of the car firing the t-shirts. But,
Right.
you maybe don't want
awesome.
Jimmy. You maybe don't want to leave Jimmy in charge of that. So, bad history.
Yeah.
We drive down the really long WrestleMania stage here, shooting off like a automatic weapon in the back, just multiple shirts, hammering the crowd with yeet shirts. Yeet! Fans are like, oh, you see them, they're all laying down in the crowd. Medics. Everybody's throwing up the X's in the crowd. They got us over here. Yeah. So this stage, are you guys ever like this interested in a stage? These people out here, their ratings in their stages, boy, they really care about these things.
I wish they'd keep it a secret, to be honest. I used to like when the show opened and you saw the stage and you're like, holy shit. Now, today, you're going to be like, yeah, cool.
Great. I mean, it does look nice.
Yeah, it's cool. But I want to see it when the show starts. I don't want to see it now.
Mm-hmm. There's a grainy ass picture of it. All right.
Yeah, and it's only a matter of time before it's covered in like Cricket Wireless pictures and different companies, different adverts for people, until it doesn't look like that.
Yeah,
that looks nice, but it's just like you said, people do get a bit excited, a bit too excited for it.
And since the last time you've been on, Danny, I keep remembering you because it's been true what you've been saying. They have gotten so corporate. There's so much advertising. It's starting to really stick out because there's a lot of it.
It's not subtle. It's not subtle.
Yeah, it's just sucking the life out of it because it's just insanely corporate. And I go, it's like I'm in the Twilight Zone. I go online and then all these kids are like complaining about things as if this isn't like just one massive corporation. They could care less what you're saying. It's wild. But yeah, I mean,
ever since Danny has made a point about it in the past, I've noticed it too, where everything is a fucking commercial.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to say, I just refer to Raw as Monday night adverts and SmackDown is now Friday night commercials. Because that's 3 hours. It's a long time. And these pay-per-views now, WrestleMania's 2 nights. They're getting SummerSlam's going to be 2 nights soon. So it's just the same thing twice. The only one of eventually the big 4 will all be 2 nights.
Yeah.
Definitely. And the only one that'll make some crumb of sense will be the Royal Rumble, because they'll be able to put the men's Rumble on one night, the women's on the other night, and you'll have 24 hours between the two, and they won't feel as like, oh, God, we've just watched this. What's the point? But it's still only like a day's difference rather than a year, and being like, oh, this is special because it's once a year. But even then, it's going to be too much. Just 2 nights of the same, yeah. But then they just go, oh, but look how many adverts we can get in. Like 48 hours non-stop, and then there's pre-shows and post-shows, and it's too much.
Especially with them being over in Europe, I noticed I can watch a Raw in like 45 minutes. I cut all the fat off and most of these long ass entrances, and it's literally a 45-minute show, and it's going 2.5 hours. That's crazy to me. So SmackDown must be the same. I would give it, since it's a little bit longer, say it's an hour, maybe an hour and 20, because some of the matches seem to be longer and there's more actual wrestling matches. But yeah, we're just watching a ton of commercials here. And then when you look at the ring, I love the way the new rings look with the logo right in the middle and everything. And then it's surrounded by Jimmy Johns and all this other stuff. And it's like, it looks tacky. Again, it looks like a bunch of tattoos. Yeah.
And it's, when they start with these other ones that are going to be 2 hours, it's like, how many weekends do we get to give up? You have to give up a whole weekend for this shit.
Yeah, Manias should be the only 2-night one. The Rumble, like you said, makes the most sense, because having 2 Rumbles in one night, like watching it this past year, I was barely watching it because I was just like, it was boring. I wanted it to end, and there's no surprises anymore. They don't even bring out a lot of the older guys, like how they would have Shane Helms come out like 7 years ago. Like there's nothing. There's no surprise to any of it. Logan Paul was 30 this year.
Fuck off.
Kick between the legs, kick between the balls, right into the dick. But remember when they had Randy Orton come out at 30, like recently? Like all that stuff sucks. So yeah, 2 nights for Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, I'll allow it. But the rest, no. And let's cut back on everything else. Like you said, these pre-shows too. I used to watch pre-shows back when it was like more normal, when you'd have just like Raw, SmackDown pay-per-views. I'm not watching these.
It's a 3-hour pre-show for each one of these shows this weekend. Technically, they start at 4:00 over here, Danny, and the show doesn't start until 7. That's a 3-hour pre-show of shit they've been saying for weeks. God, what are we doing?
Yep,
I think AEW. I was going to say, I think the first few AEW pay-per-views, before they had a proper pre-show, I think they just looped the match hype packages, which I liked, because it's like, it's just looping for 3 or 4 hours on the pay-per-view provider, so you get to watch like that half hour of a preview, and then it's like, I just come back when the show starts now. I like that. It's simple. It's not too aggressively, corporately disgusting. But now I think they just do the normal pre-shows like everybody else. So,
yeah.
Did you see the AEW billboards at the in Las Vegas there at the airport and certain places. They're putting them piggyback marketing or something, they're saying.
Tony Khan is so childish. Really? You took all your shows away from the weekend, but you're going to throw in advertisements at the fucking airport like a dick? You're like, what a child.
I don't know. I wonder if there's going to be a deal done eventually. I mean, there has to be. There should be.
Triple H is going to buy them. That's what's going to happen.
But Tony has the Khans have so much money. Can they really just buy it if they don't want him to? I don't see it, especially after this display. You showed me this, Sleaze. Let's bring up the video again. Where are you? Here he is. Forever, Sleaze. Forever. He's not selling out. Look at him.
On my chest.
That's forever, Sleaze.
Yeah. He probably broke his clavicle doing that too. What a dick. But he's like a 15-year-old. Like, nobody takes him seriously. The guys that work for him can't even take him seriously.
Yeah.
Come on.
So you don't think he smoked the bitch off pack this week like the kids are saying?
No. I think he lost a lot of money this week. His dad's money. And he's delusional on coke.
Allegedly. In a box.
Supposedly. In a
all right, Tony. Calm down. Calm down.
Just a loop of that. A loop of that is so good. I want to put music in it.
Uh-oh, let's fix this. Woo, look at this. This is the match I'm actually looking forward to. The triple threat, Roman, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk. I got him still playing over him. It's totally distracting me. Yeah, but
he's excited for this match too.
Yeah, I just see him in the corner of my eye going, yes, yes. This match is going to be something. You know, they're all fighting over Paul Heyman. Can anybody answer this question? I had a question for the audience last night, but why do they need Paul Heyman other than to get matches for them, to advocate, you know, get things done the business wise, which is already done. They got a match. And he's not really getting involved in two matches. In that like 4-year run that Roman had with the title, Paul Heyman got involved in, I think, one match physically. So what is he needed for?
Yeah, to piss the other guys off. That's the only thing I can see in this. I mean, I guess you could play the fact that he's good backstage. He has a lot of pull, things of that nature. He's a good advisor. But other than that, I mean, what is there? It's just they're trying to steal somebody else's girlfriend. That's what it is.
Yep. The pretty girl, Danny.
Yeah, he's the pretty girl.
And all the boys want him.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I'm just
Triple H made a comment that he sat behind him last year at the Hall of Fame and was staring at his sweet ass all night. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Gideon out here. You got something to say about this, Danny?
I'm as confused. Like I said, I haven't watched all of the build-up of the road to WrestleMania. Yeah, I get what you're saying with Heyman. You would normally get someone like that, an advocate, to go and talk to management to be like, "Hey, I know this guy. He's really good. You should give him a chance." But all three of these guys could just walk in and be like, "Yeah, I want a title shot, please. Put me in like a triple threat for the number one contendership or something." And most management would listen to them. They're all well-established names. Yeah, they could talk strategy with Heyman, but I think it's just, yeah, we should really be doing something bigger with these three guys, but they can't chase for a belt because we've got John Cena chasing for a belt and pre-show Jey Uso chasing for a belt. So they've just put them together just to be like a super main event. Paul Heyman on a pole or Paul Heyman in a cage or however they're going to collect Paul Heyman and take him home.
Right. It's being booked as this is the match for the soul of the company. So that's what Rollins keeps saying. It actually makes sense to me. I don't think they all have like a different, they are at the top of the business, all three of these guys. And it's really what direction do you want to go in as far as, you know, who's going to be. And Seth makes a great arguments. He's like, listen, I'm the one that's always here. I'm not a part-timer like these two guys. I mean, CM Punk is technically a part-timer too, in my opinion. But Seth Rollins is the guy. He should win. And should he get Paul Heyman on his side just because he didn't stomp on his head with his cowboy boots? I don't know. That doesn't really make all the sense in the world. But it does when Rollins brought up also that Roman Reigns never came to save your ass when Bloodline 2 was around. He lost and went home and just left you there with your, dick flapping in the wind. And CM Punk, he didn't come out when you're getting brutalized and pushed in the corners until he got involved with you in and around War Games. So, yeah, I would go with Seth Rollins, Paul. It's the best business move. The other two guys, well, Roman already can't stand you. And CM Punk will once you join his arch nemesis. So, go, Paul. Go.
Or he'll just bring Brock back and just crush them all.
That would be something. But
That'd be a good swerve.
Yeah. I heard that wasn't going to happen, though. But then again...
Yeah, Seth's an interesting pick because, you saw Paul with Roman for a while. You saw Heyman with Punk for a while. Not so much Seth, so that's like fresher ground that they could tread on.
And Seth has been losing to everybody for like years. Like, I can't get it out of my mind that he's got beat 3 times in a row by Cody. Then he helps Cody go and get the title. Wow. Like, totally cucked. So he deserves it. If anybody, deserves winning, it's Seth Rollins.
Totally in the cuck chair.
Mm-hmm. I know. Where is everybody in the chat, Sleaze?
Where is everybody?
I think they're all laying down listening.
It's because that damn main event, that Hall of Fame was on until 4 a.m. Everyone's still sleeping.
Yeah, and then after, you can't miss the Dead Man show after Mania tonight, right?
Oh, God.
I wonder if that's going to be televised. Probably not. Just like the roast.
So he was the presenter for obviously his wife, and he's trying to be funny, and it's not funny at all. And I hate seeing him as Mark Calloway now. Holy shit. Cool guy, I guess, and all that stuff personally, but Jesus Christ, I'm tired of this.
Yep. The mystique is totally gone. It lost me with that LFG show. We talked about it last week, Sleaze. Like, it's no Tough Enough, first of all. And you got The Undertaker in there, and you think he's going to bring all this cachet and whatnot. And then he comes in there, and he's boring as fuck. And you're like, okay, well, now what? Now you're showing us how the sausage is being made. And you're showing us that the legends and ones like The Undertaker are kind of boring dudes. And you can tell they're hamming it up for cameras and stuff because it's a reality show at the end of the day. So, yeah, you guys aren't all Jake the Snakes. You all shouldn't be just going out there doing one-man shows and shit. It doesn't work like this, okay? Why is everybody... how about this? Cody Rhodes is going to have a podcast, Danny. Did you hear about that?
What do we want to talk about?
It's going to be called What Do You Want to Talk About?
Yeah. Original.
Yep. You like that? He's gonna be competing with Dr. Huge out here? Is that what you want to do, Cody? Okay. I'm gonna
do the American Idiot, Cody Rhodes.
What do we want to talk about?
Mm-hmm.
What is he actually going to talk about?
You know it's gonna be. It will be Stephanie McMahon style fucking fluff. Nothing. It's gonna be garbage. Hot garbage.
He'll talk about that one summer he worked a program with Nick Aldis, and he'll act like it was 30 years on the territories. And that's it. It'll just be him sucking his own, Yeah.
It's the shits.
Yeah. It's there's so much kiss ass going on right now over there.
Like, telling you, I'm planning to do a show. Have you guys ever heard of Red Bar? He basically just makes fun of stand-up comedians. He just does a whole show making fun of stand-up comedians and people in the podcast world that are stand-up kind of. And they think of him as like the Freddy Krueger, because he just messes with everybody. I'm doing that to you, Cody Rhodes. I am going to watch your show, and I'm going to go through it with a fine-tooth comb, and I'm going to point out everything that is cringe and that sucks. I guarantee you he will have it's going to be a couch podcast, or it's going to be big, fancy leather chair podcast, like one of those. And those are all the shits.
It's the shits.
Terrible shows.
So you got to wear a suit like every time like a jackass, or can he just get comfortable? This stuff is good for us because it's more material for us.
Mm-hmm.
So they can keep doing the Stephanie shows and the Codys and Takers, because we could watch this and just go through pages of notes.
Stephanie did a show. I've not watched that. I forgot about that.
She's got a show. Did you look it up?
I saw it advertised on Elimination Chamber, but I didn't catch up with it. No, but I forgot all about it because I've been busy, obviously. But you just reminded me then. How was it?
They should call that show "Famous People Give Stephanie McMahon Presents," because that's pretty much the show.
Right.
It's just fluff. It's all fluff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine.
So yeah, we're gonna get more of that, and I see. This is what I'm talking about. WWE. You got to get more into the game where people are out here in the podcast streets like us over here.
Right.
Get us into the podcast WWE realm, and you can put us on the undercard or whatever. But like we're doing a Howard Stern version, basically, of this wrestling biz, and I don't know. I don't see anybody on your roster that can do any of this.
With all the fluff they're putting out, we're the good counterbalance.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Hello, Sasha Reigns. Sasha Reigns in the house, gearing up for WrestleMania. Everybody's starting to wake up. See, finally.
I was talking to myself on the chat. Oh, there we go.
Mm-hmm. Stand and Deliver starts in an hour. I'll be watching, kind of.
Sort of.
Yep. I don't even know what the matches are. I mean, I think we got Julia and Stephanie Vaquer, which of course is going to be another banger.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yep. I'm a big Steph Vaquer guy. So anyway, who's winning this, guys?
Is that for the NXT Women's Ass Cheeks Championship?
Yes, the main championship. She gave up the North American.
Yeah, just the Ass Cheeks.
The Ass Cheeks Championship. Not That's a Lovely Set of Hammers Championship. They do have two different belts.
No, that's another brand, I believe. The BFT Championship.
Yeah.
Oh, that one, yeah.
So are we all taking Rollins here? I'm taking Rollins.
Yeah. It's got to be him.
Yeah.
It's the only way it makes sense.
It's unexpected, I suppose, or less expected, and it gives something like an interesting sort of story afterwards. Because seeing Heyman with him is newer ground.
And he did the pipe bomb last night. Sat Indian style in the middle of the ring, and was right again, pretty much about all of it. So,
yeah, he's been spot on every time he said something. What he said to Paul, what he said last night, been perfect.
The "You're Gonna Be Fired Soon" Battle Royal was last night. The Andre the Giant Battle Royal, technically, that's what they call it. But Carmelo won, and I was telling everybody last night, Melo's one of the biggest names not on WrestleMania this year. They just, he's a rookie. They're trying to find a path for him. He's with The Miz now. The Miz is pumping him up. The Miz actually helped him win last night. He got eliminated for Melo, and Melo ended up going on and beating Rey Fenix. I think they were the last two. Or was it Andrade? It was Andrade was the last two in the ring with him. And he won. So shout out to you, Melo, also from this area.
I can't believe they're going to fire him so soon, though. It's amazing. I thought he had a bright future.
He used to be on the main event. He used to be on WrestleMania, sorry. Did that Battle Royal. Just used to make a new star or highlight who's going to get fired soon. But now even with 2 nights of Mania, they can't find space for a little Battle Royal.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, the U.S. title and women's U.S. titles off the card. The SmackDown Tag Championships aren't on the card. They wrestled last night. It's they get too many titles, too many wrestlers.
Yep.
Too many shows, too many days of pay-per-views, all that stuff. Like Danny's been saying, this is all about the more they can do, the more commercials they can have, which means more revenue. And that seems to be the game plan.
Oh, it's like Mania used to be the showcase for the championship matches. And there's so many matches on both nights this year that have nothing to do with the championship. It's more about the spectacle of the match and the drama than actually pitting somebody for, like the U.S. Women's Championship. So I'm just not getting it. If you're going to do this at the, at Backlash or something like that, where you're not featuring a belt, that's fine. But this is WrestleMania. Why aren't they doing that?
Because you need to make way for, El Americano Grande.
Yeah, pointless for WrestleMania. Come on.
And Sasha Reigns, good point. This is a fatal 4-way. Julia, Stephanie, Jordan, and Jada Parker. Yes. And they keep trying to put this Jada Parker over with like the same promo over and over. Like she's from the streets and she's tough and she doesn't take shit, blah, blah, blah. I get it. She seems like a really nice girl, like in real life, but man, this character is obnoxious. So I don't know. Maybe she'll win this match because it's when it's a fatal 4-way, anybody can win. That's how I see it.
Yeah. Too many fatal 4-ways, 3-ways, 5-ways. Tired.
We got a Sin City street fight too coming up. Drew McIntyre, who had glass in his eye recently. Priest, who looked like this last week when he got his chain snatched. And then Drew McIntyre a month or two ago was crying in his car like about everything because he just keeps getting screwed over by everybody and losing. But yeah, I mean, they keep attacking each other, these two guys, man. And now it's turned into a street fight in Las Vegas, which is Priest's hometown. We know what that means if Vince was in charge, but Vince is no longer in charge of creative. So I expect Priest to go over in this match. McIntyre really doesn't need it. Priest does. And who knows what is going to come of this. What do you guys think?
Definitely going to be Priest. Like you said, Drew doesn't need this. It's just going to make him a better heel after this. So he's got more to be pissed off at. And Drew McIntyre's a fucking kleptomaniac. Yeah. Like everybody gets into a feud with. He's going to steal something.
Him and DIY, right? Well, DIY tried to steal titles last night too. Yeah.
Kleptos.
Are you a big Priest guy, Danny?
No, not at all. Really. Priest, he needs it. He needs the win, but does he deserve it? No, not at all. He's WWE's biggest fake tough guy. I don't buy any of it. People call him the bisexual Undertaker, and it's like, yeah, that's kind of funny, but the Undertaker was tough. You believed he was tough, and even like a bisexual version of that, yeah, would be tough. And Priest isn't. I'm not buying it at all. Look at that. Look at that picture. They've done so much to it to try and make him look tough. They put him with the Vikings, so it looked like he had the Vikings as his minions, or whatever they're called now. They had him with Judgment Day before that. They tried to give him a push, the rub from Edge, and it's just, I'm still not buying it. Drew's, he looks like a Scottish nutter, a nutcase. But yeah, Priest, I'm not. They can call him all the different silly things. In the Royal Rumble, they gave him like 6 different monikers. It's just like the biggest, nastiest street fighter in the world, and yeah, they just try too hard with him, and he tries too hard. Sorry, I know you like him, Doc. I know you do. But
no, yeah, I know you're not wrong. I just see him. He's at the very bottom of the main event part of the roster, and this is a time where he could get leapfrogged pretty easily by Braun Breaker or Penta or somebody like that.
R-Truth or
oh wow, you want to put him way down there. You're not impressed with the size at all.
Shabbanaki, Michael Cole. I'm just sorry, I've got a notepad here. No, it's not Rumble Notes, sorry. I wrote down all the silly names they tried to give him to put him over as like menacing, and it's like, I'm not buying it. Behave.
Yeah. Well, what about what Mac Diesel's saying here? That if they give him a manager.
Yeah, but he's still got to get in the ring and start throwing his punches and kicks and not look as phony as he is. I'm sorry. Yeah. I can see what they're going for with him. I can see what they're going for with him, but I don't know. It's like, if you watch Priest, it's like he thinks he's like the next version of Scott Hall or something. But WWE, it's like it's really just Diesel, which wasn't that impressive in the grand scheme of things because he was a big lad, but his matches didn't have as much oomph as some other big guys did.
Yeah, that's what it is. He needs more behind everything he's doing. It's just not 100% there. You don't believe him that much. He just needs to give that. It's more oomph.
Yeah, it needs more of something, and maybe that could be the it factor, which not everybody has. But then again, look at this. He made this face this past week. And I love this. This is wrestling to me, and that's he's like looking like this after he got slammed and gets his Jesus piece stripped off him. So I think he's trying, and I think this match they're going to go all out in this Sin City Street fight. They both have a chip on their shoulder and something to prove. So hopefully they get the job done and win everybody over, because I think he's good enough. But I definitely agree it's been kind of mediocre, the past year or so with Damian Priest.
Mm-hmm. So I found the thing. It was the Elimination Chamber last month. Everybody gets some nickname. I get that, but when Priest came into the Elimination Chamber, they called him the Punisher. This is the announce team. They called him the Punisher. They referred to him as a martial arts expert, and they also called him the Street King. All in the space of 30 seconds to really try and get over how much they want you to think of him, and it's just it's too forced, lads. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he needs to prove it. He needs to prove all those things. Why are you a Street King? And he's shown nothing with martial arts. I mean, what are we doing?
He does some kicks, but he does the same kicks like everybody else does, and he doesn't stand out with any of that.
But he's big in doing kicks. I think that's the gimmick. Yeah.
Wow.
But he's big and he's doing kicks. Yeah.
Jeez.
How about the Archer of Infamy? Remember that one?
Yeah.
Why is he so infamous though? What?
He was a rock star before he got into wrestling, Sleaze. That's the story.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Right. He was fat before he got into wrestling.
That's right. Yeah, that was the real story.
He's fat.
Well, not anymore. It wasn't Gunther, right?
He's fat.
Yep. He never forgets. That's Scott Steiner. But, yep. So, Priest, hopefully you win. You need it. If, Drew's going to end up like this, probably. And then we'll move on to this match. The triple threat that nobody's been waiting for. Rhea, Io, and Bianca. Everybody wants Bianca and Rhea, so I am predicting that Io wins this, and then we get a storyline between Bianca and Rhea so we can get that match 1v1 finally and see who's better.
It's the only thing that makes sense if Io Sky wins, because they're gonna have a feud for the rest of the year, Rhea and Bianca. I feel like they're gonna drag that out, which is fine, and neither one of them needs a belt, so it only makes sense for Io Sky to win.
Why else did they put him in it? She wasn't involved to begin with, was she? It was just meant to be the other two, and then she sneakily won the belt, and it's now it's a triple threat. So, yeah, I think you're onto something.
And then last night, Bianca got involved with Naomi, or Naomi got involved with Bianca. She run out into the ring when these three girls here were in the ring talking about the big match they're about to have. Naomi comes out complaining to Bianca, aren't you my friend, and blah, 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 and you're taking her side again, that whole bit. And then Jade comes running out. Naomi slides out. They all start fighting. Rhea starts fighting with Bianca. Everybody, Io does jumps on everybody and all this stuff. So Naomi in the Jade business is still in Bianca's world. So that's another reason I was thinking she could win, but that's another reason why she most likely won't, because she's all caught up in that drama. But then again, what if they gave her the belt and now it's between Naomi, Jade, and Bianca for a while, and Rhea and Io start wrestling again, because Rhea technically has never beaten Io, and that's been a storyline too. So I could see how they could go both ways with that. Rhea's definitely not winning. That's the only thing I know. She's not winning.
No, definitely not. I don't want this match. I didn't want it from the beginning. No. When it was just with Rhea out of the picture, it was an interesting match. But this triple threat thing has been total garbage to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not a great build up to it either. I did like the Bianca as a ref a few weeks ago to try to make sense of it.
And it still made no sense. So it was pointless. A lot of pointless shit in this.
Well, they just wanted to get to a triple threat, and that was like the only way they could come up with it.
Yeah, this is one of how many triple threats? There's quite a few 3 or 4 ways already on the card, I think.
That's a WrestleMania for you these days. You need multiple days. You need multiple triple threat, fatal 4-ways, and battle royales to fit everybody into one show. You know.
Well, that was the point of that was the point of the battle royal, wasn't it? To get 20 or 30 people on the card that weren't already on the card, but instead they've bumped that from WrestleMania, even though there's 2 days, and they're now just cramming more individual matches in just to get those people on the card.
Well, they call it WrestleMania SmackDown, WrestleMania Raw. You know, they're trying to really go, well, it's all this time. Even the gauntlet match with the women's tag teams last week on SmackDown is their way of like trying to showcase everybody in the 2 weeks of WrestleMania.
But when that stuff is not on the main show, it's a bad look, I think. You know, with not doing the women's U.S. title and the women's tag team title, now they push the SmackDown tag team title to next week, not having to do anything with WrestleMania weekend. What are we doing?
Yeah, I felt bad for the Street Profits. They went on Cameron and Mace's podcast there, 2 rappers, older rappers from the U.S., Danny. Just in case you didn't know. I know you're hip with Cameron and the U.S. They got a pretty big show. It's you know, for the streets, just like this show. And
the streets.
And Macho Man Cameron Savage was on there, and he was telling them like, "No, you guys are. What are you guys doing? You're wrestling on SmackDown." He's like, "That's not even WrestleMania." And they were kind of clowning him. They'd be like, and they're like, "Yeah, well, you know, but it is SmackDown, and we are the champions and stuff." And it's like, oh, I felt bad for them. I'm like, they're getting messed with on their PR tour.
But the general audience looks at it like this. You know what I mean? Like, where's Chelsea Green? Like, the audience is looking at that. The office isn't looking at it that way. They're going to sell you, well, you know, she's going to defend the title, you know, fucking 2 weeks after Mania, but it still has to do with Mania. What?
Right. Yeah.
It's not on Mania. Stop trying to be so smart about it.
Yeah. It gets into similar territory with Tony Khan sort of like booking in that respect, I think, because the majority of people that they want to come to watch WrestleMania are only going to be watching the main WrestleMania show. Those new fans aren't necessarily going to watch all the little bits. So when Tony has things like, oh, well, you know, this happened on this show because if you watched 3 weeks ago on the YouTube show, that happened in the backstage area during the commercials. And it's like, who's keeping up with all these extra little details? Just have the one big show where everyone comes, gathers and goes, bloody hell, look at this big spectacle. Let's sit and watch this. And then just get all your best talent on there.
I would do WrestleMania just one day again and just make it one really long day. You know, I start the matches at like 2:00 and we're going until 10:00. So you get it's like going to a festival show or a stadium show for like, you know, music or whatever. Then you just prepare yourself for it. And sure, is the stadium or whatever going to be full at 2:00 or 3:00? Probably not. But, you know, around sundown, that's when the stuff starts getting going. You can do all your vignettes between the early matches and everything. Get it, and just make sure if you're going to have championships, have them in there. But I understand splitting up the tag titles because there's 2 tag titles. We don't need all this. And I don't know. There's just a better way to do this, I think. But I understand with them, they're trying to spread this out even more like the NFL, go international, 2 days, 3 days. Who knows? Eventually, we'll have a WrestleMania week in 10 years. That's how stupid everything is getting.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. It'll be Monday Night Raw, WrestleMania week, NXT, WrestleMania week, and it'll just go from that Saturday all the way through. And
yeah. It's no longer like, oh, fly in on Thursday, get here on Thursday. People are getting in on Tuesdays now and going to all the indie shows and everything else. And the WWE is probably like, that's a bunch of money that is not coming to us. Because you got to remember, they're corporate. They're only thinking about money, 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 money. So, good
always
luck.
leave them wanting more. It's just one of the greatest pieces of advice for like writers and anything. And if you've got 20 hours of WrestleMania in the space of like 48 hours, what do you really have that? Are you really going to crave to come back on the Monday night to be like, oh, I wonder what's left? It's like, no, I'm exhausted. We've just watched watched 20 hours in the space of 2 nights. It's too much. But when it was 3 or 4 hours, as soon as that little logo popped up at the bottom, you'd be like, no, I need some more. Same with Raw and SmackDown. When that logo came up, it was like, oh no, what is happening next? I must find out. Whereas now it's like, nah, there's going to be some filler crap on YouTube shortly and on Twitter, and then they're going to have like some reality guff just to fill my time. And it's like, you don't get people salivating for it as much anymore, which is how you get new fans. More, in my opinion, better fans, because they see the diehards going, oh, this is great, and just going, bleh, and salivating for the next little bit. And it's like, what's that guy getting excited for? And they're like, the wrestling. So they go, cool, I'll stand next to you and see if I get that excited. If they see you and you're like on the floor going, tired, I'm bored, I've just had so much. And it's like, oh, well, I'm meant to be a fan of it. So why am I going to, subject myself to that? If you found it tormenting.
Prime example of all that is SmackDown, because if you watch the entire thing, by the time you're done, you're like, thank God. Like, I can go to bed now, or I can do something.
And we can't forget about this. I don't even think I talked about this last night because it's not technically a match. It's Sasha Reigns was just bringing it up about wherever it is. I don't know. I'll find it later. But Randy Orton is having an open challenge. So we know Nick Aldis is out here. He should still be mad, but it could also be Rusev. He's supposed to be returning. It's not going to be Aleister Black. We saw that he's going to be coming sometime, the 25th or something of some month.
All right.
And what do you guys think? You think anybody else special is going to come out to face Randy Orton, getting some headlocks for maybe 30 minutes?
It might be Chris Benoit. What the fuck is this?
You just letting us know.
Oh God!
Thanks, that tickled
me. Yes, we get it.
Yeah, that would be a good way to bring Rusev back, I suppose. A lot of people will be watching Orton who, the mainstream fans that are familiar with Orton, and then gives them a chance to learn about Rusev if they don't know already. Again, it's a shame it's not a surprise. If it is him and people are speculating, they should have just said nothing, have Orton come out, and then announce that he's going to do an open challenge, and then surprise.
You want to call Chris for us? Make sure everything's all right.
Yeah. Is everything all right with Chris?
Thank you.
Jesus.
See, this is why they couldn't televise the roast from that little twink guy, Hinchcliffe. That's his name. Twink Hinchcliffe. That's what I call him. And it's because there should be a lot of stuff like that, you would think. I think.
Yeah.
I hope.
Well, he's got a prediction, Chris, for Randy Orton.
That's right. Matt Riddle. He could come back, kick off those whatever slides he wears.
Flip flops and have the birds come out of his ass or whatever they did. I forgot about Riddle.
Yeah, I'm sure Baron Corbin wants to be. He'll take on anybody right now in the WWE. He feels like somebody got him fired. Maybe it was Randy Orton.
Maybe it was Chris Benoit.
Maybe it could be. He didn't put the dogs out.
Yeah. Thanks, Corbin.
Yeah.
Yeah, we killed his family.
Well, allegedly.
Supposedly.
Right. We can never say anything factually here. We'll lose all our platform, Sleaze.
Right.
Yep. Did you hear, not only have I pretty much been kicked off of doing lives on TikTok, they won't let me I'm too dangerous with my words. And now they just suspended Reezy. And all he did was go live at WrestleCon, and TikTok suspended him. What?
What a shitty platform. You just got to go on there and act like an idiot and not say anything important.
It's the shits.
He was just going into WrestleCon. What's the big deal? Is that really copywritten? And you know his streams, he's mostly looking at himself.
Yeah, yeah.
And he tries to behave himself like a lot more than some. Some people just like intentionally just want to antagonize or make jokes that maybe are a bit mean. And no, yeah, Reezy he behaves himself from what I've seen. So that surprised me. Out of all four of us, I wouldn't have thought, yeah.
Yep, so
Bastards.
TikTok nabbed 2 of us. I am live on Rumble right now. Yep, the land of white nationalists and Dr. Huge. They're forcing me on all these platforms.
You know who I think is going to show up for Randy Orton? Dean Ambrose.
Yes.
It's such good shit.
Mm-hmm. Right. You know what'd be even better than Dean Ambrose? Cope.
Oh.
And they can do a replay of the greatest wrestling match ever.
Ever.
Remember that, folks?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That'll blow the roof off the joint.
Maybe it's Christian, maybe.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Mm-hmm. Could be.
I'd turn the fucking TV off.
Triple H was awful last night. So infuriated, he deleted his wife. What?
What?
Again? Jesus.
How many wives have you deleted?
Stop getting married. But was Triple H boring last night, Sleaze?
No, it was good. It was he cried a lot, which I was surprised. He like uncontrollably cried. It was long, but it was very interesting. And everybody, he really made a point to point out a lot of people, and a lot of people that you didn't really expect him to, I guess, as much as he did. So like China, Vince, a lot of stuff for the Road Dogg. Sean, obviously, the Click. But I enjoyed it.
Did you mention AEW or Jericho or anybody like that?
No. None of those guys.
No mention of the Godwins or Druk the Dumpster Drosy?
No.
Didn't get slopped or a garbage can put on his head or anything like that. Remembering the good old days.
Yeah. Showed a lot of terrorizing stuff. That was good.
Yeah, he keeps popping that joke every now and again.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I won't be surprised if he ended up in a pig pen.
He looked like he was a part of like Motley Crue or something back then. That 80s mom hair.
Farrah Fawcett.
Yeah, it was feathered. He had feathered hair.
Feathered, like heavily. There's a lot of styling going on.
All right. Everybody wants to talk about this. This is the big one. This is ending all of WrestleMania, I believe. Second night. Yes, it is. The first night, I think, what's ending it? Rollins and them?
Yes.
Yes. Look at us, analysts, journalists.
Professionals.
So, yeah, there's a lot to talk about here. Where's my notes? It's somewhere around here. Hey, The Rock's going to be coming back, right?
Can I just ask something quickly before we get into this?
Yes.
So did you just say the triple threat match is the men's triple threat, is the main event for the first night?
Yes.
So now CM Punk is technically going to main event WrestleMania?
Yes.
Yes.
Is he counting that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
There's two main events.
Yeah. It's not the main event of WrestleMania though, is it? It's just the main event of the first night.
Right.
Okay. Well, if he's happy with that after all the noise he made for years and years, then he's happy with that. But
yeah, he cried about it and everything.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was the main event. I thought they were going to go for Gunther and pre-show Jey Uso was the main event.
Let me say it one.
Shut up, Hogan.
Yeah, I mean that would make sense. It's the world championship, but why would they do that?
Okay, fair enough. No, I've not been watching all the build up to it, so I was just trying to clarify that.
Yeah, it didn't make sense to me either. You would think the championship would be at least in one of the main events, but again, it's entertainment, right? See, Punk isn't the main event, but then he is of night one. Uno. Watch us be totally wrong. Huh?
Chris Benoit knows because he evented something.
Whatever goes on tonight ain't the main event, he says.
It's just a warm-up.
Mm-hmm. Just warming him up for Cena and for a lot of this.
What do we want to talk about?
Man, I hope he loses, especially after last night. I'm thinking to myself, I thought John Cena was going to get over him at the end of the segment, but then when he didn't, I was kind of like relieved, like, oh, they're leaving a door open so Cena can get back and maybe get this title and everything. And he roasted him again last night. The one critique I will have for Cena and all these promos he's been doing, because he's really been carrying this thing, is he's just getting in Cody Rhodes' face way too much. We get it. But getting in his face every 2 seconds and then backing off and then back in his face, it stinks. It's annoying.
He's always done that, and it's always annoyed me. Like, if somebody started doing that so much, they're going to get punched.
Yeah.
Like,
yep. I was thinking, but just headbutt him.
Yeah.
Just wham.
I do like that Cena just poked him in the eye. Like, that was a good touch.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what happened last night. What he said. He was saying a lot. This John Cena goes, blah, blah, blah. He just goes on and on and on. But the hell was he saying? He was just tearing him down again because he's not an authentic champion, a person, really. He's going to go off and do this podcast now. That kind of leads me to think that he's going to lose and drop the strap to Cena. Cena's going to get the record. And like I said, maybe The Rock does get back involved and he can get there'll be friction between him and Cena. And then we can keep this thing going for maybe the rest of the year. But is there a third person to this group that with the finger deal? Or is that
Travis Scott?
Yeah, he would be the third person, right?
Yeah.
I mean, The Rock, Cena, Travis Scott. That's 3. Am I wrong?
Yeah. No, there's got to be somebody else besides.
No, maybe. It can't be Randy Orton. He's got his little open challenge going on over here. And then who else was thought to be? What if it's Rusev? I mean, could still be Rusev, even though he's probably taking on Orton.
Well, do you see that The Rock has some kind of new clothing line or something new he's doing? And it features Drew McIntyre in the commercials.
Ah, yes.
That'd be decent.
But Drew McIntyre's busy with he's going to be in a street fight.
With the martial arts expert.
Yeah.
That's what Drew's doing.
He won't be able to do anything after those devastating blows from Damian Priest.
After tussling with the Punisher, Damian Priest, he'll be licking his wounds.
Yeah. The architect. Yeah. What was he? The Archer of Doom?
Archer of Infamy.
Right.
Archer of Doom. Yeah, he had a lot of nicknames. And then he was a part the worst is being a part of the Terror Twins. Yuck. That was awful.
It's the shits.
Terror Twins. Him and Vampiro.
Him and Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
Him and Goth Sable. Mark Marrow in this instance.
So who do you guys think is going to win this? Are we all on Cena here? He's going to take this thing down?
Definitely. It has to happen.
I was split, but if I didn't know Cody had a podcast, and that does seem like something he can do after this for a little bit. So yeah, probably Cena.
Yeah, Cody, man. He did have some good comebacks for himself last night too. But it's no John Cena. John Cena gets it. He's just killing it on the mic. He destroys this guy every week. And I'm still, even when Cody comes out by himself with all the titles a week or so ago, it's not memorable. Nobody really seems to care. Yep, super forced. Tell us some more about this, John. I got some new John samples.
You have to be authentic because they can see through phony.
That's right. And that's the biggest thing. These wrestling fans, they may be dumb, many of them, but they can see through phony. If you're trying to act like a wrestler, or if the business is just taking somebody out of obscurity, say like a Roman Reigns at one point and just goes, here, he's the new guy. Nobody likes that. We want things to happen organically. The people act normally, like how they would in real life, just amped up, as they always say. But man, Cody Rhodes, the sucking of air and the prepared speeches and the suits and the words he uses and says, which are just, you can tell it's not real. It's just not real at all.
What's funny about John?
Sorry,
Quick. What's funny about John Cena is when he's in the ring, he's John Cena, like real John Cena. If he goes on like a podcast or anything like that, that's the fake Cena. Like he flips that around. Where when he's in the ring, he'll tell you like, "You suck. You're this. You're fake." Like Cody just isn't coming across as what. And we said it though. I think he's a boring person just in real life. I don't think something like that can come out. Where Stone Cold is Stone Cold. You know what I mean? Like that's just him, just amped up. Same with The Rock. Same with any Triple H. All the good ones. It's just them cranked up. And it's just Cody Rhodes is just he's a vanilla guy. And I don't think that's ever going to come out.
In AEW, he admitted he workshopped a lot of his sort of like his promos and stuff, and he had writers and he wrote them down, and just Whereas Cena, because he was on top for so long, when he was on top, it was every night, and he was having to. All right, it'd be like a band or a comedian where you've got like a set, and if you've got a different audience, you can really use quite a bit of it. But if someone in the crowd said something different, Cena would have to react differently, and he got that improv sort of like style so much more. And Cody's just overly prepared and overly sanitized, and even compared to Cena, who was just like Sleaze just said, he was a certain way when he's in the ring, and he's a certain way when he's out of the ring. I think when he's in the ring, he's himself, and then when he's out doing whatever, he's trying to bark, he's trying to tout, he's trying to get people to go and watch WWE. Whereas when he's in the ring, you're already watching it, so he can do something a bit different. But could serve the purpose, and people his type winning the belt was organic. Wanted him. They liked to see him back from AEW. There was a lot of interest there. I'll definitely give it that. But I joke about, he's not the big superstar he thinks he is, and he did that summer with Aldis for the NWA or just on the Indies or whatever it was, and he acts like he was his dad now, or he acts like he's done 30 years in the territories, and it is very forced. And that's true coming from Cena, who was very forced down everyone's bloody throats for quite a while.
Yeah, but Cena adapted, like you said. Like he can sit there and flip the switch. If something happens, he can pivot and do all that stuff. Cody can't do that. He's very, like you said, he's scripted. He goes out there. You can see it on his face. You can hear it in his voice. It's just very unauthentic, like to the 10th power.
And the crowd was booing him last night.
Were they?
About time.
Yeah. I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner. Once he beat Roman, I was like, the hourglass has been turned now. They're going to start booing him soon. But he's just he tries. He's too forced. He's too predetermined. Was an awful word in wrestling, but if you go back and watch when in AEW when Cody was still with MJF, Cody was still trying to do his thing on one of the entrances, and he wasn't paying attention to any of his surroundings. And it's when he brought his dog out into the arena with him. So the pyro's going off, and his dog's getting shit scared because there's just big explosions. And Cody didn't look around and notice that and be like, "Oh, I need to like comfort my dog." So instead, MJF, who was the heel, the sneaky heel with a dagger getting ready to stab him in the back, you could actually see concern in his face because the dog was uncomfortable. But Cody didn't pick up on that because he doesn't have that sort of like awareness. Whereas MJF, who, like I say, was the heel at the time, who was like pretending to be Cody's friend, managed to sort of like do the nice, decent human thing. And it's like, oh, look, see, now I know you're not a complete arsehole because you care for the dog's well-being. Whereas Cody's just like, I've got the cameras on me. And my wife's following me, gobbing off like she does.
And the kids online last night were saying they noticed the booing, of course, we all did. And they're like, well, it's because he's boring.
Well, we figured it out, huh?
Yeah, that's the worst thing you could say, especially from, like, you could tell some of these kids are like, teenagers and what have you, and they're like boring. If you're boring to a teenager, like that's bad. Like that's really bad. It's one thing to be boring to us, but if you can't get over with the kids at all, and you're the main champ and all this, and you got the song and the like I said, the fist pumps and the double pumps with the fireworks and all this, and you're still not getting over it. Boring.
The edgy neck tattoo. Don't forget about that.
Yeah. Like he's trying very, very hard to get over with everybody. And he even unblocked everybody. He unblocked Dr. Huge. That was a couple years ago though, because he's been prepped for this. It's like you said, he's gone into like workshops, not just for promos, I don't believe. I think for like everything business wise. And that's why he's just coming across like a salesman. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's boring. And if you start boring the kids, you're going to lose the money.
Nope.
That's his bread and butter right there. So.
See, Chris says people that hate on Cody, they're just nerds. You know?
Dorks.
Yep. So get your dogs ready, Chris.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What happened to those dogs after all that happened?
I don't know. I think MJF adopted them.
It's a dog lover.
Yep, we're Marks. You got it. That's right. Thank you, Chris. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, it's just, you know. Yeah, I'm supposed to like Cody Rhodes. Why? Because they told me to, and he comes out with that big, you know, Jim Carrey, the mask smile, and does the double pumps, and you sing along to the song and all that. It stinks.
But he's got, which he'll probably bring out, he's got that really cool skull helmet that's way oversized like a cartoon. That's cool.
Yes, it's all cool. Yeah. Too rehearsed, too perfect. I'm not buying it. The kids can buy it. You can have it. Have fun with that. But yeah, not me. I don't think this whole group. I think we're all on board. Cena should win this, and if they don't, I'm gonna riot. I'm gonna be so mad. So mad. There you go. Whoa! Oh, let's get big picture. Whoa!
Whoa!
Mm-hmm.
That was the most emotion I've seen since he came back. Yeah.
How about that?
He didn't like that.
Yeah. MJF for you.
Stop touching my face.
I think this was right after he saved his dog.
Yeah. Because he knows.
And then Dave Meltzer came out.
He licked his balls.
Shame.
Yes. Oh, the Cody crybabies. They're after us, guys. Not again. Not like again. Last year. Yep, that will be me if they come after me again. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much we've talked about anything that's really relevant. We skipped a few things, but who cares? I'm gonna get ready to watch this NXT make some sandwiches. Get ready to mark out for the night.
Because you are a mark.
We're all marks.
Hey Chris, go eat a dick.
Thank you for watching, Chris. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Right. And in the meantime, go to the store, of course. That's where you can support the show. Just grab some merch and stuff. We're here usually every Saturday, 3 p.m. to about 5 p.m. And I got songs. I got music. I got all kinds of stuff. I have warnings. Be on the lookout for this. You know?
Very important.
Don't take everything so serious here, everybody. All right? Don't get so angry with us. Just doing a little show here. And we need your support because we've been restricted on YouTube since day one was ish. Yep. So we need to keep pointing that out to people so they know. Hit the buttons, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Thank you for coming on, Danny. Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, I'll keep sending out the links, and whenever you can join us, just jump on. Sleaze, thank you for joining.
Thanks for having me.
And we did it all. We said it all.
Everything.
Yep. We killed it, everybody. Until next time, have fun with your WrestleMania.